Hi, Jesse. Do you have a few minutes for your mom? Guess what happened? I'm so upset. Upset? What's wrong, Mom? Has something happened? Wait. Don't tell me this is about Brianna again. Well, it is. How did you know? I haven't even said anything. It's not a hard guess. You've been complaining about her so much lately, especially the past few months. It's the only thing you talk about. Don't be so sarcastic, young lady. I've had other things to talk about besides her. Not that I can recall, so what is it this time? It happened last night at the dinner table. You know I hate pumpkins, right? I think it tastes horrible, so I really don't like them. I have told her about it ever since she married Carl. There is no way she didn't know about it. But guess what she served us for dinner last night? Seriously, Mom? You are going to complain to me about her serving you pumpkin? She gave me pumpkin soup. Of all things, pumpkin soup. I was mortified. You would be mad if I served you something you didn't like, wouldn't you? And it tasted horrible. She's a terrible cook. Of course I would not be mad. I would never be so ungrateful. I might politely turn it down, explaining why I prefer not to have it, at most. Generally, I would shut the hell up and just eat it anyway. She could have just forgotten that you didn't like it. I don't think Brianna is the type of person who would do that on purpose. Give her a break, Mom. At least she puts the effort in cooking for her family. You shouldn't be so hard on her. I've been wanting to tell you this, but you are being mean. Mean? You think I have been mean to her? I don't think you understand, Jesse. She married my son. My eldest baby who will take on the family name. She needs to be disciplined so that she will not disgrace her husband's name. So, of course, I will be hard on her. Jesus, Mother, we don't live in the Middle Ages, and we are an average-class family. Why are you acting like a royal? We don't have any kind of family heritage or a legacy to hand down anyway. Not that it should impact the way you treat your daughter-in-law. You should really update your ideologies. Of course we have a heritage. The house and the property will be passed down to him. It has been handed down for generations. Yeah, but the property still belongs to Grandma, who is very much alive at the moment. When she passes, the estate will be in his and he will live here. Okay, sure. But it's just a relatively large house. We don't own a castle or anything. I don't think she needs to be disciplined to live in a house. You should appreciate all the things she does for you, despite you being so picky about everything. You know, I would never want to live with my in-laws, but she never made a fuss about living with you. I think Brianna is an excellent daughter-in-law. You should be thankful for her. Jesse, you don't get it. You just don't see how hard it is to live with her. I don't want to say this, but she is really clumsy. And she talks back like a teenager. Her attitude towards me is so horrible. She has zero respect for me. I have a hard time believing that. I see her often enough, but I have never felt that she had an attitude. She is always very polite and respectful. See, that's what I mean. She has tricked you into believing she is nice. She loves it when people see her as the sweet, polite girl. But she is just pretending. When she is home, she is very different. Nothing like the Brianna you know. That doesn't even make sense. Why would she act polite to her sister-in-law but not to her mother-in-law? It won't do her any good. I could maybe understand if it was the other way around. How would I know? The bottom line is, she is not who you think she is. She's a very rude and unappreciative person. I don't know, Mom. She always remembers my birthday and sends me gifts. She does the same when I can't make it back for Thanksgiving or Christmas or any kind of occasion. I am always grateful that she remembers me. I'm saying she is just acting like a good girl around you. She's so clumsy and always breaking things in the house. But she doesn't even apologize for it. She doesn't even care if she ruins something that is precious to someone else. You see, she is quite rude. Even that sweet Carl is having a hard time with her. That doesn't sound like the Brianna I know. But I am not around enough to know. I guess you would know better since you live under the same roof. Maybe I am missing something. But hey, I am sure she is a great mother to Emma. Why? What makes you think she is a good mom? I saw them together having fun. I must have seen them last month while I was visiting you. They were enjoying the small beach by the lake. The lake? You mean the one that's a couple of minutes away from here? Yeah, that one. I used to swim there as a child too, remember? I didn't see Carl with them, but the two of them were having fun and swimming in the water. Oh, well, was there anything odd about it? I mean, I hope she wasn't going to do anything silly in the water. Like what? She was just playing with Emma, as far as I could see. Am I supposed to think they are weird for taking a swim? Brianna is weird. She does a bunch of weird things all the time, so I thought I'd ask. There was nothing weird about them. But now that you mention it, I guess I didn't expect her to be so wild. What do you mean? What was she doing? She was dunking herself in the water many times, like she was dunking her entire body all the way to her head. It seemed a bit wild now that I think about it. She always struck me as the quiet, gentle kind, so I didn't think I'd see her so active in the water, even with her daughter. I see. Well, like I said, she is weird like that, so I am not surprised. It was a surprise for me, but in a good way. I mean, she was all in, you know? Emma seemed like she was having fun. So I bet she is a great mom to her daughter. How easy it must be for you to just say that. I still have a hard time seeing her that way. You don't understand what it's like for me, living with her. I am always so stressed because of her. I think it's impacting my health. I would be lucky if I survive another year. Don't be surprised if you ever get a call from the doctor. Come on, it can't be that bad. Anyway, I am sorry to hear that you are stressed. But Mom, maybe cut her some slack. She also must be extremely stressed raising a child while living with her husband's family. So try to be nice, for me, please. If you need, you can complain to me anytime. But you should try to build a good relationship with her. I have been trying ever since she joined this family. But yeah, sure, whatever. We will see how things go. Hi, Brianna. Can I ask you a quick question? I think I saw you at the lake today. Were you taking a swim by yourself? Hi, Jessie. Yes, I was at the lake by myself today. I didn't know you were in the area. Oh, okay, so it was you. I thought so, but you weren't with your daughter, so I thought it must have been someone else. Were you watching me? I was just passing by in my car, but I noticed you because I was going slow on that passage. So, yes, I guess I watched you a bit. Sorry, didn't mean to be a peeping Tom. That's all right, although I do feel a bit embarrassed. You shouldn't be. You seem like you're enjoying the swim. But hey, I never imagined you have a wild side to you. Were you exercising or something? It looked like you were dunking yourself in the water. I've seen you do the same with your daughter before. What were you doing? Oh, Well, I was just washing my hair. Uh-huh. You were washing your hair at the lake. Yes. My daughter went out with your mother and brother today, so I figured I'd use this chance to finally wash my hair. I feel nice and clean now. I don't get to use too much shampoo at the lake, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Better than not washing your hair at all. Hold on. You are joking with me, right? Do you always go to the lake to wash your hair? Yes, I do. Does my mother and brother know about this? I mean, if you prefer it, I can't stop you. But why don't you just use the shower in the house? Yes, your mother and brother knows about it. They are the ones who told me I can't use the shower at the house. That's why I've been going to the lake. I beg your pardon. They told you that you can't shower at home? Why on earth would they say something like that to you? Yes, they did. I think it started like 2 months ago. They banned me from using the shower because I wasn't doing any of the chores right, or at least not their way. I'm sure normally people would just go to the gym or something, but I'm not allowed to carry my own money, so I can't afford a membership. So they told me to wash myself in the lake. Wait, sorry, I'm totally confused from the shock. My family is making you wash yourself in the lake because you are not doing chores their way. So you mean they are bullying you, right? I guess that sounds about right. Is it just my mom? Does Carl not say anything to defend you? Your mom, mostly. She doesn't bully me too much around my daughter, thankfully. But the rest of the time, it goes on nonstop and Carl just watches. Brianna, why are you so cool about it? You're not talking about what used to happen in the past. It's happening now, right? Why do you sound like you are okay about it? I'm not, but what's the point of me fighting? I have been a full-time housemaker since I got married to Carl, so I don't have any financial independence. My parents are both passed away, so I can't ask them for help. So for me to stay with my daughter, I have no choice but to tolerate them. You should have come to me. How could you let yourself be their slave? You don't enjoy being bullied, do you? Of course not, but I have to prioritize my daughter. You see, Jessie, I come from a poor family. I want to make sure my daughter doesn't have to go through what I did. And if that means I need to sacrifice my dignity, then I am okay. Like I said, I have no way to support her on my own. She is much better off in the current environment. But I can't just leave her here. It would kill me if I ever get separated from Emma. So I have to suck it up and appreciate that she will at least have a chance, and that I can stay with her. No way! Brianna, that is not right. It can't be helped, and I can't blame anyone. No one forced me into this marriage. I chose to marry Carl myself, and I am choosing to put myself in this situation for my daughter, rather than running away. Listen to me. This can't be happening to you. None of this should be accepted in any family. I will help you get out of this hell. Just leave it to me. You don't have to tolerate them bullying you anymore. Oh, wow, Jessie, thank you. But what can you do? I don't see how I can get away from your mother or brother without sacrificing my daughter's future. And that is the last thing I want. Besides, you have your own family to take care of. You shouldn't waste any time for me. It's not a waste of time. I will not let this slide. You are suffering because my mother and brother are morons. If I don't do anything after knowing what they've been doing to you, I would be just as bad as them. And most importantly, I care for you. I will spend as much time as I need to help you. But, Jessie, I couldn't possibly ask you to. I would feel horrible if your relationship with them is ruined. I already feel horrible that my family has mistreated you. You have nothing to worry about. I will make sure the two of them pay for what they have done. But I will need a bit of time, so please hang tight just a bit longer. You and your daughter are going to be so much happier once you get out of that house. Oh my God, Jessie, I don't know what to say. I had lost all hope a while ago. I can't thank you enough. I will do as you say and act normal for the time being then. Hey, Mom! Guess what? I think you were right after all. What? What was I right about? About Brianna. You've told me many times about how you think she is weird. I think I see it now. She is kind of weird, isn't she? Oh, Jessie, you finally understand. See, I told you so. She is so weird. What did she do to make you understand, though? I'm sorry I never believed you. Okay, so what I saw was pretty funny. Remember I told you I saw her and her daughter swimming at the lake near our house? Yes, the one near our house where you used to swim as a little girl, right? What about it? Well, yesterday I saw her there again after I stopped by your place. But this time she was by herself, and she was doing that weird move I told you about. She was dunking herself in the water like a child. And it wasn't just once or twice, she kept doing it over and over again. It looked like she was pretending to be a mermaid or something, splashing her hair in and out of the water. A grown adult by herself at the lake, making funny moves. It was hilarious. Oh, wow. Well, that is very weird of her indeed. Did you ask her about it? About what? The dunk? You know, like the reason why she was at the lake by herself? Are you going to clarify why she was dunking herself? Of course not, Mom. What am I going to ask? Are you doing some kind of ritual in the water? I bet she would be so embarrassed. I could never ask. I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. So, you really haven't asked. If you spoke to her, you should tell me now. You shouldn't lie to me. What the hell, Mom? Why would I lie to you about something like this? Do you want me to ask her? Or is there something you want to tell me? No, nothing. I was just wondering if you spoke to her about it, that's all. Oh, but darling, I am so glad you finally see it. Brianna is crazy. Yes, Mom. I don't know why I didn't believe you before, but I do now. A decent person would not do anything like that. I was so embarrassed that my sister-in-law would do such a thing. I couldn't agree more. She is such an embarrassment to all of us. She does crazy things like that all the time. It's unbelievable. I totally see it now. To be honest, I didn't think she was crazy before, so I wasn't really listening to the episodes you've shared before. But now that I do, I want to know more about the crazy things she has done. I know you have so many stories about her, right? Stories about her? Well, yes, I guess I do. But her stories are boring, don't you think? Are you sure you want to waste your precious time on her? There really isn't anything entertaining about that woman. I feel like I've been fooled by her all along. I never saw the true side of her until now. But now I understand that the woman is crazy. So I thought maybe listening to your episodes again would help me prepare on how to communicate with her going forward. As a precaution, you know? Yes, I see. Perhaps you should be aware of what she has done in the past. Well then, we should sit down and talk about everything. It should help you learn what to do when you come across her craziness. Yes, let's do that. Poor Mom, you must be so stressed around her. You can tell me everything. I bet you are going to feel so much better after our talk. And it is going to be super helpful for me too, because I'll know what to expect the next time I see her. The truth is, Jessie, I have a lot more episodes than I have told you. I never told you everything because you seem to be fond of her. And I didn't want to interfere between you and her, so I kept some of it to myself. But now that you are aware of her craziness, I can tell you everything. This is going to take a while, though. Can you make time sometime this weekend? We are going to need a couple of bottles for this. Of course I can make time. Why don't I come by your place tomorrow? I will bring lots of bottles so that you can give me every piece. Jessie, are you there? Do you have any idea where Brianna is? Has she come by your place? What's going on? Is everything all right? That bitch disappeared from the house with her daughter. She didn't tell us anything about leaving. She hasn't even finished her work today. The kitchen is a mess and she hasn't even touched the laundry. I am so mad at that woman. She won't get away with this. Gee, too bad, Mom. Too bad doesn't cut it. You know how crazy she is. We have to find her. She might do something crazy again and get in trouble with the police. If that ever happens, it would be such a dishonor to our family. Well, if you are worried about her getting in trouble with the police, you don't have to. Because she is here with me. What? She is? Yep, with her daughter, of course. Oh, my goodness. I am so glad they are with you. What is she doing there? She better not be bothering you. She's not. I can't believe she left unannounced. How disrespectful of her. She is going to need a serious punishment so she doesn't do it again. She does? Yes, of course she does. She needs to be disciplined. What should the punishment be? It has to be something she won't forget. She will learn that such disrespect will not be tolerated in my house. How do you think I should punish her? I wonder what would be effective. Think about something harsh, or else she would forget because she is dumb like that. No, I can't think of any. Or shall I say, I won't think of any, because she is not the one who is going to get punished. It's you. We've prepared really well for our counterattack. I can't wait to see you get what you deserve. What are you talking about, Jessie? Why on earth would I get punished? And what do you mean, prepared? I am not following you. We've been preparing with Brianna's lawyer to sue you and Carl. You should be receiving a petition against you in no time. I actually owe you thanks for the other day. The task to collect evidence was so easy because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. You basically confessed all of your sins. Everything was recorded. All of it. Jessie, hold on a second. You are confusing me. Evidence? Recordings? What are you talking about? Mom, have you forgotten? You told me everything about Brianna the other day. Remember? All the episodes you've had with her and how you punished her. I told you because you wanted to hear it. Wait a minute. Did you trick me, Jessie? Did you make me talk on purpose? Absolutely. Why else would I ever want to listen to your sick stories? Why would you trick me, Jessie? Your own mother? Brianna told me that she's been bathing in the lake for the past couple of months. Jesus, I still need a minute to let those words sink in. Anyway, I promised her that I would help her get away from you and Carl. So yes, Mom, FYI, I did ask her why she was in the lake. I was acting like I never asked her to get you to talk. I'm still not following. Jessie, what are you trying to do? You said Brianna was weird too. You agreed with me. I'm saying it was all an act, dummy. I was simply playing along. I pretended to agree with you so that you would tell me everything you have done to her. I can't believe you actually believed my horrible acting. I have never thought that Brianna is weird. In fact, she is a polite, smart woman who is so dedicated to her daughter. You want to talk about who is weird? Well, Mom, that would be you, who makes their daughter-in-law bathe in the lake. Where the hell did you even get that stupid idea? What the hell, Jessie? How dare you mock your mother like that? You've got some nerve to disrespect me. You should support what I'm trying to do, which is to discipline her. Instead, you're going to go against me. So what are you going to do then, huh? Befriend that useless bitch for what? Are you going to become an enemy to your own mother and brother? We are your family. And I have never been so ashamed to call you people my family. I am still in disbelief that my mother and brother would mistreat someone as nice as Brianna. What you have been doing to her is cruel and abusive. You must have no brain if you can't imagine her despair of having to live with monsters like you two. To be clear, I am damn serious about getting her out. I am on her side, and if that means I have to fight you and Carl, so be it. Fight me and Carl? What is that supposed to mean? What are you going to do? First of all, Brianna is divorcing Carl, of course, and she will be suing both of you on several accounts. You should start looking for a lawyer if you don't have one already. That's an advice for you, as a final courtesy. Jessie, you're being too emotional about all this. She can't sue us. What's a recording of me telling the stories going to do? You think that's all we have on you? Think again. My recording might be a one-way conversation, but Brianna has more recordings to support it. She has audio of you and Carl actually saying horrible things to her. She also has multiple screenshots of when you have sent her disgusting messages. Brianna was recording our conversations? When? Where? That bitch! Oh, now you are worried, aren't you? You must have a couple of scenes in your mind that you know could get you in serious trouble. Well, you should be worried indeed, Mom. We have pretty good ones to support our case. Do you understand the position you are in now? We have tons of evidence and material, whereas you have none. You and Carl have already lost. Don't get too excited just yet, young lady. I don't think you and Brianna understand the position you are in. How so? Let's say you sue us and win. Brianna will get some money from us, but it will be a one-off payment that won't support her for much longer. She won't have a house to live in. And with a child, how the hell is she going to survive without Carl? I can easily imagine her begging Carl to take her back. She can't do anything without him. So, you see, nothing good is going to come out of a divorce or a lawsuit. Stop trying to look smart, both of you. Oh, but we are much smarter than you, because everything is already arranged for them, such as the house you are living in now. You are going to have to start packing because Brianna and her daughter are going to live there without you or Carl. Very funny, Jessie. I think you have lost your mind. This is my house. There is no way I will allow her to take over my property. Incorrect. That is not your property. It belongs to Grandma. She is the sole owner of that house and entire property. And if she wants to kick you out, she can very much do so. And let me tell you, Grandma knows the whole story, and she is furious. She has agreed to rent the house to Brianna for practically free. She said that this is the least she can do to make up for how Brianna has been treated. No, that can't be true. What have you done, Jessie? This is going to be their home? I am getting kicked out? Yep, Grandma and I are also going to help them get by until Brianna finds a job. And when she does, I will look after her daughter whenever they need. So now that you know the plan, please begin to pack your belongings because you two are nothing but a nuisance to everyone else. Jessie, darling, You are my daughter. I have been through unimaginable pain to bring you into this world. Perhaps so. Surely you won't betray your beloved mother. If she is in need of help, you should most definitely help her, as a good child, right? So please, help me. Hell no, you and Carl have gone too far, but you are not even sorry about it, are you? I have never been so embarrassed and so ashamed that my own family would bully someone. I disown you and Carl. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. So I will not help you, no matter what. You and Carl are going to have to help yourselves. Come on, don't be a stranger. If what you are saying is true, I'm going to get kicked out of this house. You are actually okay with that? How are we going to survive without a roof? Would you let your own mother become homeless? Oh, Mom, you'll be fine. Just go find a tent or something. And Brianna told me that there are quite a lot of fish these days, so you won't have any trouble finding food. You should be glad it's not winter time yet. Fish? What fish? What are you talking about? It's not a good time to be joking around. I'm not joking, Mom. You told Brianna to go wash herself in the lake. You suggested it because you thought that wasn't such a bad idea, right? So why don't you try the lake too? Go see if you can live by the water. Have fun out there with Carl, Mom. I'm sure surviving won't be so difficult since the two of you have each other. I can't wait to see you in court. I hope the punishment will be something harsh. Or else you'll forget because you are dumb like that. Brianna filed for divorce immediately after. She used every piece of evidence we collected together and sued Carl and my mother on multiple accounts, including abusive behavior. The court saw the toxic environment Brianna and her daughter had been in and ruled in their favor fairly quickly. Brianna won a satisfying amount of money from them, as well as child support that helped them get by for a while. As previously warned, my furious grandmother kicked the two nutheads out of the house so that Brianna and her daughter could live there under a minimum fee. I have no idea where the two of them are now, but I am fine keeping that a mystery for the rest of my life. Brianna, being the smart woman that she has always been, quickly found a job and now works full-time. As a single mother, she sometimes has difficulty balancing between work and her time with Emma, but she works very hard to support her daughter. Since the incident, Brianna and I have established a very tight bond, and now look after each other's children whenever necessary. Now that Brianna and Carl are divorced, we may not be family on legal terms anymore, but I will always think of her as my sister, and will continue to do anything possible for them to stay happy.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Zoe, where are you right now? When are you going to stop playing around out there and come back home? You're not out there doing something questionable behind our backs right now, correct? I'm sorry about that, Denise. A new customer and I were just getting carried away a bit too much with our talks. It'll only be another hour or so before I'm back to the company. You're saying another hour when it's already 5 p.m.? Hurry up and get back here. And now that I think about it, have you gone over to that Sid's construction firm yet today to wish them a Happy New Year? I did that over the phone today. You can't be doing something like that over the phone. That company's been around for ages and they do things the old-fashioned way. You go over to their company right now and wish them a Happy New Year in person. Well, if that's what you want, don't you think it'd be more acceptable if you went and saw them? They are a very important customer of ours, after all. Why should I have to go over there? Going around and talking to our customers is something a low-level employee like you should be doing. I'm far too specialized in my work to be dealing with company relations. All right, then. When I get back to you guys, I'll make an appointment to go and see them. Please do. And once you've done that, I'd like you to finish up on this month's financial documents and have them on my desk. Have you finished everything that has to do with the company's taxes yet? If we don't get those in soon, we'll be in big trouble. Just give me a little bit longer and I'll have all of that finished up. I plan to continue with that work the moment I get back to the office. Make sure not to dilly-dally anymore, okay? And at 6 p.m., you need to start preparing dinner, so don't forget that. I'd like to have some fish and vegetables for dinner tonight, so you can work on the company's taxes once you've gone and made dinner. And finish up cleaning the bathroom and doing the laundry before getting back to work. Denise, I only have one of me right now, okay? Having to do all the chores and cook and then come back and do office work all in a few hours? Please stop giving me so much work to do, all right? And what's the worst is that right now I'm going to have to do your job as well now. Well, you are my son's wife, so you're the one out of this whole family that has to be the most busy. There is no such thing as time to relax when you're a young wife. You knew that you would be joining a family that runs a company, so you should have been ready from the get-go to be working nonstop. So stop trying to act like this is all too much for you to handle now. But with the amount of things you're wanting me to do right now, it's getting a bit overwhelming. If you leave me with this much to do tonight, I won't be able to get all of it done. At the very least, can you handle scheduling that appointment for me to go and visit Sid's office? If not, I'll have to do all of that work on top of the financial paperwork and the taxes. Why are you trying so hard to get out of doing your job? You have experience in doing both office work and running a company, right? You told us before that you went from doing a lot of paper pushing to then working with running a business. It was because of all that experience you have that I allowed you to marry my son. I can see that now, but if you have the experience in both of those fields, then you should be doing both. Right now, this world doesn't have enough people in it with experience doing both those things. If we let you get off easily, then other employees in the company would begin to struggle. But I'm struggling right now. Stop complaining so much about your job. I was in the same boat as you back when I was your age, where I had to struggle a lot. It's your job as the wife to be struggling until the new wife is brought into the family. So stop wasting time complaining and just get back to work. Denise, I think that I'll be going back to my parents' house for a little bit tomorrow. So I'll be taking a little bit of time off work. I'm sorry. Excuse me? What's gotten into you that it's made you say something like that to me? I just got a call from my parents a moment ago, and it seems that my dad has fallen pretty badly. And after the fall, he had a lot of internal bleeding. And if I try leaving now, I won't be able to get on any plane to take me back, so I'll be leaving first thing tomorrow morning. He had some internal bleeding, and because of that, I'm a bit worried about his health, so I'd like to go back home and watch over him for a bit. And why do you think they need you back over there? It's not like your dad is dying or anything, right? I'm aware of that, but I'm still worried about him. Even if you're worried and want to go see him, nothing's going to change the situation for him. He'll be staying in the hospital for a little while, right? So you have nothing to worry about regarding him. You can go over there the day he dies, okay? Stop saying such heartless things like that, please. I understand that he's not dying, but he could still have something very bad that happens to him, which would make it likely for him to pass away. Well, until then, there's no reason for you to be going, right? You are going to be busy tomorrow. You stay right here and you will work your job tomorrow just like everyone else will. You have things that you have to do here, and that's all. What are you talking about, Denise? I will not allow you to go back to your parents' home. I'm not going over there to play around or anything, though. Are you telling me that even after my dad has had a bad fall, me going home to see him is unforgivable? In any normal company, they would allow me to take the time off to go and see my family. Well, that would be the case if you were any normal employee, but you're not, right? You're this family's youngest wife, and the youngest wife does not get such privileges. That right there is the stupidest excuse I have ever heard for you not letting me go to see my dad who's in the hospital. I know that I'm the new wife in your family, but I did not enter your family to become a slave to you and this company. You saying that it's all okay because I'm the young wife is really screwed up. Do you really think you're in the position to be acting on your own? You are the most ignorant wife I've ever seen. We have let you into this house, into this family, so you give your body and your time to us. That is the point of you becoming my son's wife, and you cannot break away from that. I'm not okay with any of that. If, per se, there was something that seriously happened to my dad that put him close to death, and you guys kept me from going away to see him before he passed away, I'd regret my life forever and ever. And so what? That all has nothing to do with me and my family. Nothing to do with you and your family? So you don't care about what happens to my dad, then? That's right. He's not my problem, and I couldn't care less about him. This company and my family do not have time to sit around due to some stranger dying. And I'm sure that your dad wishes that you'd just leave him alone and do your job here in my family and for the company. If you were just to go home and leave my family and the company, you would be the biggest disappointment ever for him, right? Well, I'm also worried about my mom right now. I feel that she's in shock now after having to see my dad, her husband, have that bad of a fall. And so as their daughter, it's my job to be back with them by their sides until things go back to normal. If your mother is that worked up over her husband falling over and getting a few cuts, then she's a huge pussy. Don't tell me that she's some kind of a housewife. Maybe if her husband leaves her now, she won't be able to do anything on her own. You stop talking bad about my mom right now. I don't have to talk kindly about your mother, Zoe. Now understand that I will not be allowing you to go back to your parents. That's the end of this discussion. You understand? Hey, where the hell are you right now? I have been looking for you all over the house and can't seem to find you anywhere here. Don't you dare tell me that you went back to your parents' house without my permission. I got on the first plane this morning, and I've already landed here and will be arriving at the hospital my dad is in here soon. I told you that I was not going to allow you to go back to your parents. You are not allowed to take off work just because your dad is having a little emergency. Who told you today that you could take the day off and go there? I didn't get anyone's permission to come home, and so that's why I left anyway. I couldn't waste my time any longer trying to get you to agree to let me come back here when my dad is in trouble. You are both an employee for this company and the wife in my family. You are only allowed to focus on my family and our company. Right now, you are showing me that you are not cut out to be a wife to my son or my family. Do you think after something like what you've just done, I'm ever going to let you do anything on your own again? When you get back here, I'm going to make sure you understand just how much you need to change in order to be treated like a human again. You don't have to worry about teaching me any lessons. I quit both my job at your company and my job as your son's wife. I left the divorce paperwork and my letter of resignation there for you all. Huh? What kind of bullcrap are you spewing out of that mouth of yours? I have had enough of that life. Having to live with you all and work for that company was far too much for me. So I'm going to act on how exhausted I've become there and come back to my family for good. Are you right in the head right now? You understand that right now is one of the most important and busy times for the company. Do you plan to make all of us here struggle due to your incompetence? I told you before that there are not many people around that have your experience and that we rely on you. So what? It's not my job to worry about not having anyone else to hire to do the work you forced me to do. Not having enough employees is something the business owners should be worried about, right? You're not taking any responsibility for what you've done? You have no place saying that to me. Ever since I married your son, I have had to work for your company nonstop. You heard that I had some experience working in and helping run a business, and that's what made you force me to have to keep up on customer relations and do all of the financial work for you. And on top of that, you've made sure that I do all the chores and cooking in the house. Yet even after all the work I've been forced to do, you guys are still worrying about work? Well, it's your job as the wife to do all of that work for us. That's it right there, Denise. Huh? I have been working long days and given up a lot of my sleep to get all of the work I've been forced to do done, and not once have any of you thanked me for that. And never have you guys seemed to be struggling yourselves, right? I'm not just talking about you either, Denise. I'm saying this about you, my husband, your husband. Well, I've had enough of that life there, and I've learned that it was wrong of me to stay with you all as long as I did. You were working in the hopes that we'd thank you for that? Stop trying to make yourself seem worthy of our thanks, okay? I've told you so many times now that it's your job as the wife to do all of the work. I can't believe that women these days think they don't have to work as much when they become a wife. Who is the real one here that is getting off easy? You have been giving me all of your work as well that you're supposed to be doing, and you pretty much don't have to make an effort to have your company run smoothly. I have seen you over there in your office plenty of times now, sitting behind that desk eating chips and sweets while you complain about the rest of us who are actually working. Is there even a reason for you to be a part of this company anymore? Because as far as I can tell, you are just taking up valuable space in the office. Not me, but you are the one that's not taking any responsibility for what you've been doing. I've heard enough of that crap from you today, Zoe. I am the one that owns the company, and so I can do whatever I want as long as you do my work. So is that the reason why not enough people are working in the company? I think in your case, calling you a manager or boss is only a name at this point and nothing else. You could never do any of the work you're supposed to, and that's why you force everyone else to do your job while you complain. If your job as the boss is just to complain all day and eat, then even a child can do your job. Are you trying to say that I am stupid and useless? You make it sound a bit rude, but to be straight up, yes. I've known for a while now that the only experience of working that you've ever had is within that company, right? I think you should go find another job within a different company for a bit and see what it's really like to have to work a 9-to-5 job. I'm sure that they'll realize how useless you are there, though, and you'll lose your job in no time. You stop all of this screwing around right now, you pile of garbage wife. If you don't want to come back here, then go off and do whatever makes you happy. I don't ever want to see you come back here again, actually. I don't want you in my family or my company ever again. And thank goodness for that, because I wasn't planning on coming back to any of you after this. And if your company starts to fall apart soon, don't come crying back to me asking for my help, because I am literally never coming back. Who do you think is going to be the one crying and asking for help? I may be lacking some employees here now, but I'll just start pushing your work onto some of the other people within the company. The work you did here can be done by anyone, you know. So I could pick anyone off the street to come in, and they would do a better job than you ever could here. Is that so? Well, that's great to hear. Then I hope you all continue to do your best there. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Are you doing all right, Denise? Why are you texting me of all people right now? You go and talk to my son or my husband if you have something to ask or say. But you never ended up blocking me, right? That's probably because you have really wanted me to come back to you, right? No, actually, you need me to come back to you or else you'll be in a whole lot of trouble, right? You must have heard something from my son then, huh? I did. I heard all about what's been going on. Ever since I quit my job at your company, things have really been going off the deep end, right? So does that mean you were never able to find a good replacement for me? I told you that there are all sorts of replacements for you. Well, then why is your company falling apart so quickly? It seems that a lot of the connections that I had been maintaining with all of the customers have been cut now, right? Which sucks, because I put in a lot of effort and time to maintain a good business relation to all of them. What the hell did you do that caused all of them to run away from you? I haven't done anything to them. I had taken over your job working with all of those customers. But for some reason, when I began to work with all of them, they started to slowly trickle away. It pissed me off. Why were all the customers you had found such annoying and needy people? Were they all really that hard for you to work with? When I went to meet with them and talk about how I'd be handling them, they started to yell at me. Why did you have to find all of these stupid customers to work with my company? And what I'd really like to know is why, when you worked with all of them, they never acted that way towards you. I just did my job as always. But now that you mention it, I can see what might have happened. I remember back in the day when I first started doing customer relations work for an old company I was employed with, I was told that I really know how to handle rude and upset customers. And so you were even able to deal with all the jerks that have been customers to my company? Well, to be honest, I was able to work with you for a while as well, so I think I can handle anyone when it comes to maintaining relations. Maybe I should have told you sooner about how they all acted. Zoe, do you not see how much of all this has screwed us over here? Did you know that this would happen to my company and that's why you left? Well, I thought that you might be able to handle things back then. Really, I never thought things would go this far south with you losing most of everyone that worked with your own company. But that might be because the number one idiot within the company took over my job and tried to do it. Well, now you can see just how horrible you really are at doing your job. Stop that! I was not the one that messed up. Are you sure about that? Now that I think about what your son told me, there have been some issues with a lot of your employees now too, right? What kind of issues are you talking about? Are you talking about how recently all of my employees have started to have worse attitudes while at work? After you started to have issues handling your customers in those other companies, you began to push even more work onto the others, right? And after hearing about the problems you kept on causing again and again, they really lost patience in dealing with their work. So when you think about it, the reason all of them have a poor attitude now while at work is because you caused them to. But now it's too late for you to apologize to most of them, and I feel that they will start to leave the company and destroy it from the inside out. I heard about the whole situation from your son. I have not done anything wrong that would make them act so out of line. But anytime you'd make your employees do more work for you to try to save your butt, you'd start going off on them because they don't know how to do your job, telling them to shut up and get back to work. And you'd ask them if they really wanted their next paycheck or not. I think when you start acting like that towards the employees that you already overwork, they have every right to be finished with you and want to leave. Really, Denise, you are a useless idiot when it comes to running a business. Well then, what would the right thing to do have been? I have been trying so hard to bring my company back up to snuff. But every time I talk with my husband and son about it, they tell me I should get you to come back and work for me. And they're even telling me to stay away from the office now. And that's the correct thing for them to tell you. All you've done by being in the company is caused it to become worse and worse. And all of the hate within the company that comes from the employees is primarily aimed at you. So if you keep coming into that place every day, I don't think they'll stick around. But I'm one of the owners of this company. I have to be here, right? You may be one of the owners, but you are not helpful when it comes to running the business. To be honest, the company even making it as far as it has under your rule without me is quite amazing. But I think that's all going to crumble away now. If you do not leave that company to professionals to handle and save, then it's going to become so bad that there will be no saving it. No saving it? You're not talking about bankruptcy, right? Well, it'll only be a matter of time now. I'm sure most of your employees are getting ready to find another job and move away from that toxic work environment. If I were still there, I would be online looking for other work right now. Hey, come back here and help me. All of the employees have even been asking me to get you to come back here and help us. I'm sure that just by having you back in the office, the employees will all start to brighten up a little again. Did you know that? That even before this, there were some close calls with your company? What do you mean? That back in the day, there have been employees within your company that knew you didn't know how to run the company, and it made them all very anxious. But just because a lot of them were getting ready to quit, I was brought into your company. And when they told me about all the problems they had there, I tried my best to fix them so they would stay. I had to become the HR pretty much and work to maintain a relatively decent working environment. I did things like that for your company, Denise. Was that something that had been going on? I'm sorry about that. I never knew anything about that. But now I can finally see that you not being here is terrible for my business. So please come help me. I don't want to lose this company. That's because if that company goes under, you'll have to be the one taking responsibility for all of it, right? You should have already known that you have to be responsible for the company until the very end. But you can't try and push all your problems back onto me when you are responsible for them. And right now, that company's main problem is you, Denise. So, this is all my fault? What? Well, that's so strange, isn't it? You yourself had been the only wife in the family for the longest time before I came. Yet instead of helping that company and the family, you had been dragging it down. Maybe that means that you don't have what it takes to be a good wife? After that, I didn't listen anymore to Denise asking me nonstop to come back and help her, and I never did go back there. And because of my continued absence from there, all of her employees continued to slowly quit, one by one. And because there were no longer enough hands in the office, the workload began to fall behind. And whatever remaining customers Denise had began to leave as well. Right now, that company is going through a lot of changes as the family went ahead and paid for a business consultant to come and help them get the company back on track. But in the end, all of that was for nothing, and the company continued to bleed lots and lots of money every day. Right now, they are very close to losing the company to bankruptcy. As for me and my family, my dad has made great work getting back on his own 2 feet and is even able to take small steps now to get around again. And currently, I work at my family's cafe helping brew coffees and make dishes. And since this isn't a big company anymore, the only customers I have to deal with are those that are hungry or thirsty and are very easy to please. I think if I had a cafe or store of my own, it'd be a whole lot of fun. So for the time I have living back with my parents, I think I'll take some time to think about what my next step will be and where I want to go.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hannah, I heard some things from my husband about your daughter there. Mai is going to be getting married. How's it going, Lisa? That's right. I was able to meet with her fiancé just last month and got to know about him a little more and about what he does for work. Don't you think that's a little strange that he'd be meeting you all first and you'd never say a thing to me? Why am I having to hear about all of this from my husband about your daughter getting married? Why would all of this be going through my husband first before I was ever aware of any of it? I'm sorry about that. I was thinking about having you meet her fiancé and telling you the news, but Maya's good friends with your husband. And when he came here last time, she might have told him the news in person. After all, she sees him at least once per month, and they like to go out to lunch and talk about life and everything that's been happening to them. And that's what I'd expect from your daughter. She'd rather talk to him more than her own grandma, just like you. Why do you all keep me out of the loop so often, after all the work I've done? I don't think that it's out of any spite towards you though, Lisa. It might just be that she happens to share a lot of interests with him. The both of them do really love to be around one another a lot, right? So it only makes sense that she tells him first. It's been a long time since you both last met, and Mai doesn't really text or anything like that much, so she wouldn't have thought to text you about it. But I've been the one that's given her the most attention compared to anyone else. When she needed help studying, I've been there to help teach her all sorts of things. You make a good point, and I'm thankful for all that you've helped her with. But in her case, she's a busy woman, and so she doesn't always think to tell everyone about things the moment they happen. She's getting around to sending the invitations for the wedding soon, so you would have found out eventually. Well, I guess me putting in all that effort was all for nothing in the end. I was so hopeful for her future because she's just as smart as my son. But then you guys let her go to a trade school instead of into university. I think that's a huge waste of money that you've just caused right there. And now she's going to lose all the potential she had. I'm sorry. But even after that, Mai has been doing great with the job she's found. So saying that we wasted all of that money, well, it's a bit rude, especially when you don't really go out to see the person she's become now. She's doing great, huh? She ended up giving up on her job in the fashion industry, right? And that's the reason she needs to get married now, right? I knew that would happen because nobody cares about hiring for the fashion industry anymore. No. She is still young and full of energy. And she's still working hard in her career of being a fashion designer. And I've heard from her that even after having kids, she still plans to work in the field so that she can enjoy what she loves doing. I think she's been into fashion all her life now, and has even studied a lot of it in her free time while she was still in middle and high school. So her giving up on it over money or anything like that doesn't seem like the kind of thing she'd be willing to do. Even though she's never going to have a chance to be rich now, right? These days, designing clothing is such a low-paying job. And most of the time, the people mass-producing the clothing in factories are making more than those that actually try to create some sort of new fashion line.
Well, that all depends on what company she's a part of and what she's designing. She might just end up like my mother and be so good at fashion design that she even opens up a business of her own. If she manages something like that, then she can be her own boss and have a good chance of becoming rich. But remember, I think she'd be more into this line of work because she loves to design clothing. And so if the pay isn't that great, she's going to continue doing it.
Look, back then designing clothing was a huge deal, and so your mom had the luck of opening a business. But these days, trying to do something like that will only drive her into debt. There's no way she can do what was done back then. The times have changed. But it is nice that your mother plans to leave a lot of money when she passes for all of us. And I'm thankful for that. Oh, don't tell me that Mai is doing all that work now like your mother because of the money she will leave behind. Maybe that's why she wants to become a fashion designer like her. That way your mom will take a bigger interest in her and fork her over a bit more money in the will.
I don't think that's the reason Maya's going into the field. She's been into fashion longer than she's known about my mom's money, so...
Who knows though, right? After all, she is the daughter of someone that never went to school. So she has to find easy ways to get money like you did. Now that I think about it, your mom really spoiled you back when you were growing up, right? Really, I feel so bad for mine that she's turned out more like you than my son. She could have gone to a wonderful university and studied in something that would have gotten her a well-paying job like her father.
I think that Mai has a lot in common with her dad, though. I'm awful at things like fashion or arts, unlike he is. He's the kind of guy that's always been really good at designing and crafting things.
And that's because my son is good at everything. And that's why he's working for a famous company now and making the money that you get to live off. Him being able to take care of you after all the mistakes you've made is due to me being a great mother for him.
I suppose that could be so. Thank you for raising him.
If you want to show your thanks towards me, then you should do a bit more than just say it. Take me on vacations with you guys, or give me presents every now and again. You should be doing a lot more for me, actually. Right now, my life is becoming a bit tight, as my husband's not making much anymore. Your mother has all that money, so maybe it's time you start to give us an allowance in advance before you get a lot more in her will. Or at least take me overseas somewhere nice for a change, so that I can really see how much you feel thankful for me.
Is that what you want? But at the moment, we are a bit tight ourselves.
Right, because Mai is going to be getting married soon, right? Right now, most young people don't have a lot of money, and so I'm sure her and her fiancé don't have much to spend on their wedding. That's too bad. You happen to raise a daughter that's going to cause you all sorts of trouble. I'm sure you already know this, but my son never took any of our money his whole life. He was never needy and asked for lots of toys. And when he went to university, he was on a full-ride scholarship, so we didn't have to do anything for him then either. And when you both had your wedding, your mom and him paid for it, right? You never spent a penny on it. I knew it. That the future of one's child all depends on how amazing the mother is.
I think that Mai's fiancé is doing his best right now, and that him and her will make something work.
Okay, I get it. I won't bother the two of you anymore. But I'll keep praying that some of that money from your mom comes for all of you as soon as it's distributed by her lawyer. Hannah, I just got that invitation from Mai regarding her wedding. What is up with this?
Did something happen to it? I know that sometimes the mail service can be a bit rough with envelopes. So, if it's all bent or something, let me know and I'll have her send you guys a new one.
I'm questioning the place that she'll be having her wedding at. That place is insanely pricey because of how famous it is. I've seen all sorts of documentaries about it on the TV, and I know that it takes 1-2 years in advance to get reservations there, right?
Now that you mention it, she did tell me about how nice the wedding hall will be. But she told me that every so often someone will cancel and the date will open up. She was super lucky, wasn't she?
Do you know how much it'll cost to afford a place like that?
I haven't really talked with her yet about the cost of having a wedding there.
I know for a fact that it'll at least be $30,000 just to have the reservation for the place. Then you have to think about the cost of the decor there that they'll want. And I'm sure the food will cost even more than the rest of the wedding combined. By then, you're looking at over $80,000 on that wedding.
Is that so? You know a whole lot about that place, huh, Lisa?
What is with that remark? Do you think that a price like that isn't extremely high? I get that you've had everything handed to you all your life, but some of us actually understand money and that it doesn't grow on trees.
Well, whether it is or isn't, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for most people. So I think it's perfectly fine to let them have their special day where they'd like to have it, and spend as much as they're willing to.
That's far too much money for 2 kids that don't have much. Are you and my son really going to be able to afford a place like that? And I heard that her dress is going to be crafted by a very well-known dressmaker. You all are acting crazy right now.
Well, she was able to find that place by being a fashion designer herself. So, of course, she'd like to have someone she knows she can trust to be the ones making her dress.
It's because of you having your head in the clouds that your daughter has chosen a place that expensive. I'm telling you right now that the wedding she's having is too much. You guys should be trying to help her by having a more realistic wedding, right? And if you have the ability to afford all of this with my son's earnings, then you have enough money to give me and my husband a monthly allowance.
This and that are 2 very different things.
There's nothing different between them. If you have all of that money right now, then you should be giving it to me.
Are you really having that much of a financial struggle? The last time I met with you, you told me how much high-brand accessories you had bought from the mall.
I bought all of them because they had gone on sale. With whatever I had in my savings, I was only able to get 2 necklaces and a coat. And my husband has told me that we can't go on vacation this year. Do you not feel bad for me?
If you have that kind of money to buy all those branded things, even if on sale, then I don't really think I need to feel bad for you.
Hannah, don't tell me you like to watch as the elderly struggle to stay happy and alive. Especially when I'm your own mother-in-law. You're asking me to live the rest of my life like I'm living in poverty.
No, that's not at all what I want to see. I'm just saying that if you're able to buy things that are really expensive and have to give up a vacation for that, that seems pretty reasonable to me.
I don't have a reason to have to give up a vacation just because I wanted these things, right? I cannot believe the way you're thinking of me right now. If you're willing to waste all of that money on someone that has no future with their fiancé, then you should be able to support my husband and I financially. All right? I'm asking you to give me some money right now. And you tell my son all of this as well for me.
Lisa, what have you gone and done? Why did you think it was okay to do something so vile leading up to my daughter's wedding?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop trying to play dumb with me. I'm talking about what you did to my daughter's dress.
What happened to Mai's wedding dress?
I just got a call from one of the employees at the wedding hall. She told me that the dress she'd been preparing for Mai was all torn up and ruined.
Oh? Oh no, that's not good at all. Well, now that her beautiful, handmade dress has been ruined, she'll have to cancel her wedding tomorrow, right? That dress was supposed to be the spotlight of the wedding, right?
This was all because of you, right? You're the one that came and tore it up.
And what are you saying right now to your own mother-in-law? Who is being the vile one right now?
I have evidence that you did it. There are security cameras in place all around the wedding hall. There is video of you coming into the hall through the back emergency exit.
Are you sure that's not someone else that happens to look a little like me? They say there are at least 3 people in the world that end up looking similar to one another.
Is that so, Lisa? Well, if I have to call the police to come and look, I'm sure we can figure everything out. I should have them look into this now, right?
You're going too far asking the police to come for something like that.
Then you need to comply with me. I don't want things going too crazy during one of the most important weeks for Mai.
Alright, look. I just wanted to come in and make her dress look even more amazing than it already was for her. It's an older style of wedding dress that I've made for her.
That wasn't your intention, Lisa. This is all because you were upset that my husband and I said no to giving you any money when you asked us, right?
What? So that's what you figured?
And now you've harmed Mai when she had nothing to do with it. She is your son's daughter, your granddaughter.
Well, your daughter having a dress that beautiful is too much. And having the wedding at a place like that is just outright stupid. You need to learn where to draw the line. But it's because you didn't stop her from choosing a place like that and getting that dress this has happened.
You're done for, Lisa. The one that made that dress for Mai was my mother.
Uh-huh. She made that for her? That has to be a lie, right?
I'm not lying. Her and my mom worked together to make up a design for it. And then my mom went ahead and made that all by herself. And now, none of us are going to forgive you for what you've done. And of course, your son and me feel that same way.
And what is your mother even going to be able to do about this? She's in her 80s now and on her way out, right? Her being upset with me isn't going to scare me.
You haven't spoken or met with her in a very long time now, so you have no idea what's been going on with her. She may not come out of the house much anymore, but that doesn't mean that she's been on her deathbed. And I think she has the power to make you understand that.
No matter what a grandma like her could try and do, I'm not going to lose to her. Tell her to not get too worked up over this or she might end up injuring herself, okay?
All right then. Don't forget about anything that's been said today, okay? Also, do not bother coming to the wedding tomorrow. If you do manage to still come, you will be kicked out.
Uh-huh, but the wedding tomorrow should be getting canceled now, right? What is Mai going to do for a dress now?
She had some other dresses she'd been working on. And so right now, all of them are working together to finish up a new dress for her to wear tomorrow. They're all pros after all, so they'll make it happen.
Oh no, making her grandma do all that work for her is going to be detrimental to her health, right? I think this might be the last dress your mother ever works on. And as for the wedding, I never planned on coming in the first place, so don't worry about me. I never wanted to celebrate her marriage at all. Hannah, I have something to ask of you. Can I have you come between me and your mother?
Lisa, do you really think that I'm going to come and help you? You went and destroyed my daughter's dress that was made by her grandma for her.
And right now, I've really started to regret all of that. And later, I'd like to go to Mai and tell her I'm sorry about that.
And you think you should be apologizing to Mai before you apologize to my mom?
Ah, that's right. I'm sorry. I'll be apologizing to the both of them after I took things a little overboard.
Are you saying that you want to apologize only because your husband is asking to divorce you?
So you know about all of that now?
I do. Right after the wedding was over, your husband came up to us, and we all talked about what he was going to do about you.
I'm sorry, but I don't think that my loving husband would ever really want to divorce me over something as meaningless as this. This is all happening because of your mom, right?
No, this is what he wants. My mom only asks that he do so as soon as possible, because she expects that you might go out of control if he doesn't get rid of you in the next couple of weeks.
So she was pretty much making him think about divorcing me.
Nope. This whole time your husband has been worried about how much money you use. My mom was able to open a business of her own and has a lot of money at her disposal. But in your husband's case, he's just a normal employee, and so he doesn't have the kind of money my mom has. Yet, you continued to think that one day my mom would pass, and that the money would come from her and I'd be willing to give some of it to you. And that's why you've been overspending.
Well, that's because back in the day your mother spoiled you so much with her money. And so I thought that when she passed, you'd be the same way and spoil me with that money.
My mom has only been spoiling me with money so that I could use it to make sure that Mai was raised in a great home. But in your case, you don't know how to spend your money that you get from your husband, and just spend it all on clothing and accessories. And after your husband learned that you wouldn't stop buying unnecessary things, he stopped giving you money.
Shut the hell up! People that have a lot of money should be okay with giving others their money to spend. And I'm all of your family.
And it's because you are family that we shouldn't have to give you money that you'll just end up wasting. And from what I've heard as well, you barely even do any chores in your house and just go out to play with all your time. So, do you really think my husband and I want to give you any money now?
I'm not just using all the money on myself, though. I made sure back in the day to give the money my husband gave me to my son so that he could go to a good school.
And that was all to get him into a famous university so that one day you could use him as something to brag about to all your friends, right? That's how your son has always thought of the relation he had with you.
And I was also there to pay for Mai to get lessons in piano and ballet, right? I even introduced her to some very amazing teachers.
Mai was never into piano or ballet though, Lisa. All you did was waste your money forcing her to go to something she didn't care about. And as for those amazing teachers you found for her, they barely knew how to teach her the way she learned, so that was another waste.
I thought that I was helping by doing all of that for her.
My husband and I told you to stop plenty of times though, right? Yet you never once listened to either of us.
Hey, do you really think it's okay for my husband to want a divorce now? I have been trying my best to be a good wife and mother.
Well, it seems he's had enough of your selfishness. And you pushed him to his limit when you chose to destroy his granddaughter's dress. So I think him throwing you away is the right thing to do now.
Hannah, I will change my ways from now on. I'll even make sure that any money I get from you guys now goes into my savings and is used on only necessary things. And I'll no longer say rude things to you. And I'll think about Mai more and apologize to her for what I've done. So, can we find some way to allow me one last chance to change my ways? I don't even need your mom to forgive me, just as long as I have the chance to show her that I can be better.
The reason you don't want your husband to leave you isn't because of love or anything like that. You just want to stay a part of the family so that you can have some of whatever money my mom leaves when she passes, right? I've made sure to tell everyone that you've been eyeing her money. So stop thinking that we're going to give you any more chances to be a part of this family.
I'm so sorry. Please, I'll do anything you ask of me, so help. If I'm divorced at this point in my life, I'll never be able to make it on my own.
Well, this is what has happened after the path you choose to take. And the rest of the family has no more hope of you being a decent human being in our family. So go ahead and finish the rest of your life somewhere where you'll never get in the way of us again. From there, Lisa and her husband had a divorce, and her husband left the house that they had both been living in. The house was the one part of her divorce that her husband was willing to give her. And even though she kept asking for some of his money, his lawyer said that the house was worth more than what she deserved. She may have thought that after so many years of being married to him, she would at least get a large amount of money in a divorce. But because of the dress that she had ruined, which would be considered vandalism, the lawyer said it was being charged with that or get nothing else from her husband. She ended up selling their house after the divorce and made quite a bit for it in today's housing market. But it still wouldn't be enough to help her have a happy life with however many years she has left. So if she can't find a way to get a job or someone willing to marry her at the age she's at, she won't be around for much longer before being on the streets. Also, after the divorce, Lisa's husband, my mom, and the rest of us all blocked her number and cut ties from her. But every so often, we hear from her friends or others that we know as well as her that she will ask them for help. But unfortunately for her, there isn't one person willing to help her with money after the story they've all heard. I'm not sure what'll happen to Lisa going into the future, but what we do know is that she'll never be allowed to talk to any of us ever again. I'm not sure how much us not helping her or even talking to her has ruined her life, but it's what she gets for acting the way she did around us. As for my father-in-law, we had been talking with him, asking if he'd like to move in with us since our daughter would now be living with her husband. But just before we had settled to have him move in, my mom said that she'd provide a house for him to move into. Although not as big as the last house he had. My mom jokes a little about how she didn't want him ruining our privacy after we'd finally gotten rid of our daughter. But really, it was so kind of her to do something like that for him. And I still cannot believe that my daughter and all her coworkers and my mom were able to manage getting her a new dress in time for her wedding. Even though Lisa almost ruined what was my daughter's beautiful day, it was great to see she didn't ruin it and that Mai was able to still smile on her wedding day. As for the real reason that I had never given any money to Lisa when she was still around us, it's to do with my mom and my husband always telling me to never give her anything. And I never got to tell Lisa this, but we never paid for her wedding either. Rather, it was all paid for by Mai and her husband. But had Lisa known that Mai and her husband had the money to pay for all of that, she may have tried to start begging them and harassing them for their money. And so, I'm so happy that I never let that information slip to her. Or else things might have turned out a bit worse for us all. I think that right now a lot of younger people are having a hard time with money and handling the world they're entering into. And so if my daughter did ask for our help paying for the wedding, I wouldn't have even thought to say no to her. And just to make sure that if she ever does need some help from us, that we have money saved up just in case. I don't think it's a bad thing at all to get financial help from your parents or family every once in a while. But to abuse it like Lisa tried to do will only put you into hell.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
I just filed the divorce papers.
I see. I guess there was no way we could talk things through in the end, huh?
Why would you even say that after all this time? Surely you understand. We're not a good match, Arthur. Our values are different. Me and you are like oil and water. Even if we did give it another go, we'd only drive each other up the walls and be at each other's throats again within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. We've done nothing but fight lately. We can't carry on like that. It won't be fair on Hannah. I know there's no salvaging our relationship, Bella.
Anyways, this is the end. Surely there's nothing for us to discuss anymore?
The only reason you're saying that is because you got your way. I just can't accept you taking custody of Hannah.
Christ, Arthur! Are we really gonna do this again? We've had this conversation 1,000 times by now. I'm taking Hannah because it's her best interest to be with me. I'm only thinking about her happiness. This isn't personal. She's a girl. A girl needs to be with her mother. What would you know about bringing up a little girl? What would you do when she started puberty? When she had her first period, it's not possible for a guy to understand these things. So, how could you possibly give her the guidance she needs?
Sure, but still.
The only reason she's so clingy with you now is because she's young. She'd do a complete 180 when she got older. All teenage girls hate their dads, Arthur. That's a fact of life. She needs to be with her mom, and that's final.
The only one who hates me is you. That's what I'm worried about.
Don't be ridiculous. What is there to worry about?
Can you really do this on your own?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means exactly what it sounds like. Do you understand how hard it's going to be financially to raise a little girl on your own? How are you going to do it on your salary? You barely bring in enough to look after yourself, let alone our daughter. Can you afford to send her to college?
Wow, this is a new low even for you, Arthur. You're making fun of me because you make more money than me? You think you're so special with your high-paying job and your fancy car, don't you, jerk?
Whoa. Relax. I'm not making fun of you at all. I just think we should be realistic about this and accept that raising a little girl on your own is gonna be tough, and even more so without the necessary funds.
Whatever. You were so making fun of me. You think you're so much better than me, don't you?
No way. I just have genuine doubts, okay? Is that a crime? This is our daughter's future we're talking about here. You're going to have to raise her while holding down a full-time job. Have you even thought about the implications of that?
Don't underestimate me. I'm more than capable of raising a little girl on my own. I'll be able to find a new job with a better salary if I put my mind to it.
Really?
Anyway, no matter what you say or how much doubt you pile on me, we're going our separate ways, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind. I'll show you I can do it. You're gonna feel like such an idiot when you find out how well things are going.
Jesus, Bella. Why do you speak like this is some kind of competition? All I want is what's best for our daughter. I'm not trying to one-up you.
I know everyone makes fun of me. You all think I'm a useless, good-for-nothing with no redeeming qualities.
No one thinks that about you.
Yes, they do. Even my own freaking parents hate me. All they ever do is praise you. It's like you're the second coming of Jesus in their eyes. They think you can do no wrong because you work for a major company and make lots of money, Mr. Perfect. What a joke. Well, you won't get the last laugh. Mark my words. I'm gonna show you what I'm made of, and you'll regret ever looking down on me. You all will.
Jeez, point taken. I get it. You're going to make a big fool of me and show the world how incredible you are, right? If you insist on waging this imaginary war in your mind, then who am I to stop you? Heck, I couldn't if I tried. But I want you to remember that if you're ever struggling, and I mean with anything, I'll always be a phone call away. I'll do whatever I can to help you and Hannah.
I have nothing more to say to you, and that ain't gonna change. I'll be taking Hannah and moving somewhere far away with her soon. We don't need your help. I can do this on my own.
Whoa, slow down a sec. You're moving? Where to?
Out of state. The place I'm looking at would probably take you about 4 hours in the car.
Bella, please, that's too far. Are you trying to stop me from seeing my daughter?
If you want to see her, nothing will be stopping you from coming and seeing her. Of course, I never want to see you again, but you're welcome to see your daughter.
What the hell? You're trying to make this as difficult for me as possible. At least let me stay in contact with her.
In contact?
Will you get her a phone? At least then I can message her.
She shouldn't have a phone at her age. She can wait until she's in high school.
Bella, please, will you compromise on this one thing? Wasn't getting your divorce and taking full custody enough for you? Now you're going to cut me out of her life completely? You could call me every name under the sun and hate me forever for all I care. But please, get my daughter a phone so I can at least talk to her.
Fine. I'll buy her a phone. Happy now?
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I want you to know that I don't blame you for everything that happened. It hurts that I didn't get custody of Hannah, but I know I made mistakes myself, and I won't try to deny that. I want you to know that I support you and want you to succeed. You deserve to be happy.
I just thought I'd let you know. We finished moving into our new house this morning.
Hey, Bella. I see. Thank you for telling me. How's Hannah doing?
She loves it here. There's a park right outside the front door. She did a little song and dance when I told her she could go out and play whenever she wanted. She was over the moon.
You said you were going to buy her a phone, right? How's that looking? You didn't forget your promise, did you?
Don't rush me, Arthur. I just finished moving house for crying out loud. Do you know how stressful that is? We don't even have our things unpacked, and you want me to go out and buy a phone? It can wait. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll download the Messenger app and add you to her contacts. Will that satisfy you?
Sure, that's a great start. Thanks. Would you mind teaching her how to actually use the thing, though? It might be a little overwhelming for her.
Don't be silly. All kids these days know how to use smartphones. Oh, perfect. She says she wants to speak to you. She can show you her skills right now.
Daddy, it's Hannah.
Hannah! That's my girl. How did you get so good at using smartphones?
I practiced. I can even type faster than Mom.
I always knew you were a genius. That's great. This means we'll be able to skeek all the time.
Mommy says she's gonna buy me one. Can you believe it? My very own phone.
I know, sweetie. I'm so pleased for you. Isn't it great? Now, we'll be able to skeek wherever we want to. Me and you are going to be living a little far away from each other from now on, but at least we can still stay in touch. I want you to message me whenever you feel like it.
But Mommy said I can only use my phone an hour per day. Other than that, she said I can only use it to speak to you.
Smartphones are amazing and all kinds of convenient, but they also come with lots of hidden dangers, sweetie. I'm sure your mom will let you use it more when you're older, and get even better with it. For the time being, you'll have to make do with your hour a day, which is a long time, you know. There are kids in some part of the world who don't have smartphones at all. You're very lucky.
Wow, really? I'm lucky? Cool. Daddy, do you and Mommy love me?
Of course we do, sweetie. We love you very, very much. You're the most important person in the world to us.
I love you guys too.
Your mom's going to be looking out for you from now on. But I'll always be here on the other end of the phone, and we can talk anytime. Your mom's going to be working really hard to look after you, so I want you to look after her too. Can you do that for me?
I will, Daddy, but I don't want to move school.
I know it feels difficult now, but you'll have tons of new friends before you know it. Moving might be scary, but all it actually needs is lots more new, exciting things for you to discover and amazing people to meet.
I guess.
It's been great to speak to you, sweetie.
Happy now? I have stuff to unpack.
Sure thing. Thank you. And good luck. I know you could do this.
I don't need you to tell me that. Me and you are probably never gonna see each other again. Goodbye.
Daddy.
Huh? Hannah? I didn't expect to hear from you this late on New Year's Eve. Is your mom still awake?
I'm all on my own.
At this time of night? I take it your mom's at work? Want to do the New Year countdown together?
No. Daddy, help me! I'm so cold, I think I might pass out!
You're cold? Wait, are you outside?
I'm in the house.
You need to turn on the heating, sweetie. Do you know how to do it?
It won't turn on.
Gah, is it broken?
It's not broken. It got cut off. The lights won't turn on either. It's pitch black, plus the gas got cut off.
The lights and gas too? Seriously? Are you sure the lights definitely won't turn on? What do you mean they got cut off? Was there a power cut?
Oh, they just won't turn on. Mom said the gas and power got cut off. Oh, it's snowing like crazy outside. Oh, I'm so cold, Daddy.
Listen to me, sweetie. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get into bed and wrap yourself up nice and warm under the duvet. Mom must have a duvet too, right? Take hers, wrap yourself up in both of them. They might feel a little heavy, but you'll be warm. Why did the gas and power get cut off? Did your mom have enough money?
Probably not. I only get to eat once a day. There are some days where all I eat is my free school lunch.
Wow. Things are that desperate? Your mom is working, right?
Mm-hmm. She goes to work every day. But she says she got fired from her last job. And that's why we don't have any money.
Fired? Wow. Sounds like your mom's been having a hard time.
I'm on winter vacation now, so I don't even get my school lunches anymore. There's nothing to eat, Daddy. I'm so hungry.
Hold tight, baby. I'm gonna come to you.
Really?
It might take me a while in this blizzard. But just wrap yourself up in those duvets, like I said, and hold on tight till I get there, okay?
Daddy, Mommy said I wasn't meant to tell you about the things with the heating and lights getting cut off. But I couldn't take it anymore. I'm sorry.
It's fine, baby. You don't have to say sorry. You did nothing wrong. I'm proud of you for letting me know. I have no way of knowing you're in trouble unless you tell me, so thank you.
Is Mommy gonna get angry with me?
If she does, she's in the wrong. Don't worry, sweetie. I'll speak to her. I'm coming to help you now.
You have to hurry, please. I want to live with you again, Daddy. Please don't leave me.
Hello again, Bella. It's been a while. Did you get off work yet?
Huh? What do you want?
Working through New Year's Eve until the early hours? That's rough. Do you work night shift now?
I said, what do you want?
It didn't take you long to move again. You've barely been there 5 minutes. The place was completely empty.
What? Why would you try coming to my house? How dare you?
Because Hannah sent me a desperate plea for help. She was trembling with cold and hunger when I got there. It turns out you can make your living in abject poverty.
When you got there? What are you talking about?
I got Hannah to find out the new address for your new place and came over to help her. I've never seen such a sorry-looking excuse for a house in my life. I hear the gas and electric got cut off too.
Did Hannah call you? Ugh, how dare she defy me like this?
Tell me what's going on, Bella. How did things get so bad? Did you struggle to find a new job?
No, I had a job at a good company. But I had some problems with my coworkers.
I heard you got fired?
I had no choice but to voluntarily resign. They let me jump before I got pushed.
What the hell did you do?
I didn't do anything. It's just that one of the guys there took a disliking to me and fed the boss a pack of nonsensical lies. He made a formal complaint against me. He said I was ruining the work environment, and I got forced to step down.
You always did have a hard time dealing with people, huh? Remember when I used to tell you being so abrasive with everyone was gonna come and bite you in the ass one day?
Abrasive? I'm not abrasive. Probably just made him feel insecure because I was so good at my job. It was jealousy. I know it. He must have gone round the whole office, bad-mouthing me, because he somehow convinced everyone else to back him up. And before I knew it, I'm getting called into the boss's office being told I have to leave.
I see. So then what? You found something else, right?
I did, but it's only part-time. I make less than half the money I did at my old job.
Less than half?
The economy's in a bad way right now.
Jesus, Bella. Why did you tell me you were going through such hard times? You know I've been there to help in a heartbeat. Would you really sooner let the gas and electric get cut off than reach out for help? Hannah was living like a kid in a third world country when I found her.
Even if I did tell you, you would have just made fun of me. You would have probably burst out laughing like, haha, Bella's struggling. I knew she'd be lost without me. There was no way I was gonna give you the satisfaction.
Wow, you're paranoid. I'm not out to get you, Bella. I'm on your side.
Liar! I know that's what you would have said. Things should have never ended up this way. Everything was going well for a while.
I know you gave this your all.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You know nothing! Give me my daughter back or I'll call the police!
Jeez, would you just calm down and talk to me?
I said give her back! I don't need your help. I don't need you in my life at all. So just give me back my daughter and get lost. Quit sticking your nose in my business.
That's enough! Pull yourself together! Quit subjecting our daughter to a life of poverty to shield your wounded pride!
My wounded pride? What's that supposed to mean? I'm doing my best here.
What does it matter if Hannah can barely eat? What does it matter if she spends her days crying alone under piles of duvets? You're clearly not capable of raising a child right now. You should have asked for help or given her up before things got this bad. Do you have any idea how much she suffered because you were too proud to admit you couldn't cope?
You think you're so perfect, don't you? Get off your high horse and quit preaching at me. This is the last thing I need.
These aren't just my words.
Huh?
Where do you think I am right now? I'm at your parents' house.
Why?
Your dad might have retired recently, but he was still a doctor for 4 decades. I brought Hannah over so you could take a look at her. None of the doctors are open since it's New Year's Day.
Why didn't you just take her to the ER? Why did you have to take her to my parents? You had no right to do this.
I couldn't take her to the ER. It's not like she has any major injuries or anything. They would have turned us away at reception. She just seems weak and malnourished, so I thought taking her to see your dad was the best option. I still had his number in my phone, so I gave him a call. He told me to bring her over.
Does that mean my parents know about my situation too?
Yeah, they know. They're sat next to me right now. They were so worried about you. They know how stubbornly proud you are. They knew you'd rather hit rock bottom than actually admit you need help and rely on them or anyone else. They told you countless times they always be here for you, but you refuse to reach out. They know you better than you know yourself.
Oh my god. So you're all together, laughing about me?
No one's laughing, Bella. This isn't a laughing matter. We're just at a loss. How are we supposed to help you if you won't let us? Your dad was so shocked when I told him how bad things had gotten.
You mean when he found out what a worthless, good-for-nothing his daughter is? I mean, how could I be anything else? I never had what it took to become a respected doctor, not like him. I was always the black sheep of my family. I failed my med school entrance exams and had no choice to go to a subpar college, which meant I got an unfulfilling job at a nameless company in a boring industry full of high school dropouts.
Bella, do you have an inferiority complex because you couldn't become a doctor like your dad? Did anyone give you a hard time about not getting into med school?
No, no one. You want to know what made me realize how pathetic I am? Getting married to you.
Me?
We both graduated at the same crappy college. And yet, there you were with your high-paying executive job at a major company. I got sick of hearing everyone praise you when we were together. You were always the center of attention, but no one ever had a good word to say about me. I'll admit it. I felt kind of proud to hear everyone singing my man's praises at first. But I soon got tired of it. Then I started to feel jealous, and eventually, I began to hate you.
Wow, I see. So that's why you divorced me. I understand you might have been frustrated, but that still doesn't explain or justify what happened with Hannah. She never would have suffered like this if you just admitted you weren't coping and reached out for help. I'm taking her.
No, you're not! I won't allow it!
Me and your parents had a lengthy discussion, and that's what we decided on. I'm taking custody of Hannah, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. It's in her best interest that she lives with me. It's time to get real, Bella. You can barely afford to look after yourself, let alone our daughter. Not having her to worry about should lighten the load on you a little. Think about it. You'll finally have room to breathe.
No! I was just about to get things back on track, I swear. Things were finally starting to look up. You can't snatch her away from me now.
Do you think I'm only talking about money here? Don't get me wrong. Your financial situation is dire, but that isn't the biggest problem. That isn't what worries me the most about you raising our daughter. What worries me the most is you and your personality. Do something about that stubborn pride of yours, and then maybe we could talk.
Oh, are you saying I have a problem?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have feelings of pride. I'm not even saying it's a bad thing to be stubborn sometimes. But we live in a society, and that society has other people in it. As much as it might suck, there are times when we have to swallow that pride for the sake of others. The fact that you're so incapable of doing that tells me that you still have a lot of growing up to do, and I can't leave my daughter and her future in the hands of someone like that. You can't raise a child when you're still a child yourself. After a lengthy, emotional discussion with her parents, Bella was persuaded to give up Hannah, reluctantly accepting their poignant advice in floods of tears. She was just about able to scrape a living on her own after having the weight of raising Hannah lifted from her shoulders. I hope this whole episode gave her cause for reflection on how things got this way, who she is as a person, and who she wants to be going forward. I'll be honest, I feel like stubbornness that extreme falls more into the category of mental disorder than personality quirk, and I can't say for sure where she'll overcome it, but I hope from the bottom of my heart that she does. Forget raising our daughter, she'll be lucky if she can even hold down a job that she carries going on through life acting like that. After all, what's work all about if not coexisting and cooperating with others towards a common goal? How can you do that if the word compromise isn't even in your vocabulary? Hannah was soon back to her old, bright, bubbly self after moving in with me. I made sure she knew how proud I was for the bravery she showed in breaking her mom's rules and reaching out. She went through a lot, and the last thing she needs is to feel guilty on top of it. I have an obligation as her dad to be her rock, someone she knows she can rely on in times of trouble, and I'm committed to honoring that obligation with every fiber of my being.
Hey there, Harriet. Can I ask you something? Sorry if you're at work. If you're busy, I can wait.
It's okay. I'm free now. What's wrong?
How do people build relationships with their daughter-in-laws? I feel like I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
You mean Alyssa? What do you mean you don't have a clue what you're doing? Did something happen between you guys?
Well, it's not necessarily that something happened. Harriet, tell me something. Do you and Elisa get along well?
Not really. We're friendly enough when we see each other, and we might make small talk, but the conversation never goes beyond the weather or how we've been lately. Saying we get along would be stretching it.
I don't think we're getting along so well either. I want us to be close, I really do. But I don't know how to go about it. I don't even know where to start. She's Benjamin's wife, so I want us to at least have the kind of relationship where we can laugh and joke together.
Does Alyssa actually laugh and joke? It's hard to imagine.
Well, now that you mention it, she doesn't seem much the type. She always seems so dry and expressionless, and her reactions to pretty much everything I ever say are always lukewarm and unenthusiastic. It's so hard to figure out what's going on in her head. I've seen brick walls that show more emotion than her.
Alyssa's always seemed, how to put this, the cool type? To frame it positively, that calm, collected, no hex given vibe. I definitely see how you could interpret it as cold disinterest, though. Most people could never pull it off, but she's so drop-dead gorgeous that her lack of readable facial expressions gives her an air of intensity and mystique. She doesn't strike me as particularly sociable, though.
I'm sparing no effort to try and get closer to her. I'm really trying my best, you know. But no matter what I do, nothing seems to work. Just a few days ago, I invited her out to do some shopping and have lunch with me, but she turned me down in the bluntest way possible. I wonder if she hates me.
Isn't it just because she's pregnant? You know how awful morning sickness can be. Maybe she's just going through a rough patch and doesn't feel up to doing much.
I did consider that, but the way she turned me down was so cold, she may as well have just said, "You're a pain in the ass, get lost." If she feels under the weather, surely she could have just said so and politely declined. I'm her mother-in-law, for crying out loud. She always seems to look at me with these cold, disdainful eyes.
She's like that with everyone, though. I've literally never seen her smile. Don't you think it's more likely she just struggles to pick up on certain things because she's so detached? Some people find social stuff easier than others. I'm sure there's no ill will behind it.
I wonder. I really am trying to get closer to her. But it's like the more I try, the higher she builds that impenetrable wall she insists on closing herself in 24/7. We're family now, and I worry for the future if we can't build some kind of relationship.
I understand how you feel. Who knows? Maybe she'll change when she gives birth to the baby. People do say having kids changes you, right? Take my friend Beth. She's a prime example. She used to be so quick to lose her temper, but after having little Reginald, she has the patience of a saint.
Maybe that happens in rare cases, but you know not everyone's like that. Take you, for example. You're still just as short-tempered and crank as ever.
What the hell, Mom? Rude.
I'm not wrong, though. Fine, point taken. I guess there is a chance she'll brighten up a little bit once she has the baby. I really hope things improve between us.
I heard Alyssa just got discharged from the hospital. Did you see the pictures of her and the baby? He looks so healthy, and she seems to be doing well too. I'm so pleased.
I know, right? Oh, what a little bundle of joy. I can't wait to meet him. I'm relieved they're both fine.
Sure, what kind of congratulations present to get her, though? Diapers? Dummies? Assorted expendables? I have no idea. Did you get her anything yet?
I did indeed. I wanted to give her something the baby could eat straight away, so I sent over some jelly. I was thinking about getting her some baby clothes as well. But you know how fussy she can be, and I didn't want to get the baby anything she didn't like.
Along with food, I'm still not sure what else to get her, though. She's such an impenetrable fortress of a human being. It's hard to imagine what kind of present she'd actually appreciate.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I'm struggled to decide, too. Oh, she has to be the hardest person to buy for I've ever known. Not only that, but come to think of it, I sent the stuff a while back, but I haven't heard anything from her at all. I seriously racked my brains to come up with something I thought she'd like.
Really?
With it being a celebration gift, I thought it'd be better that she have it earlier rather than late, so I bought it and sent it off ASAP. I haven't heard so much as a word on whether it's arrived, let alone a thank you. You'd think she'd thank me at the very least, wouldn't she?
I'm sure if it arrived, she would have. Maybe there was an issue with the delivery or something. Or maybe she's just had so much on her plate, what with the birth and all that she forgot.
I wonder. What if she's just ignoring me because she hates me?
No way. Why would she hate you? You're overthinking this, Mom. I'm sure there's a simple explanation for this. It probably just didn't arrive yet. Things get delayed all the time due to issues with transit and whatnot.
I don't think I told you about this, but I happened to hear something about Elisa recently. Apparently, she said that she finds presents from strangers scary. What if she thinks of me as a stranger and refused the delivery when my present arrived?
How could anyone possibly think of their own mother-in-law as a stranger?
You hear about cases of wives hating their mother-in-laws all the time. In the soap operas, in the movies, in the news, on talk shows. Hating your mother-in-law is practically an American tradition at this point.
Well, it doesn't look like she hates you to me, not even a little. I get that her attitude and demeanor are cold, but she's like that with everyone. Why take it personally?
But could there really be an issue with the delivery? I used the best delivery company I could find. I even paid extra for first-class shipping to make sure it'd get there in time for the birth. It should have been there the day after I sent it, and I didn't get any kind of notification telling me anything was wrong. It makes no sense that she hasn't messaged me yet.
Yeah, I guess. It is a little strange.
How about you try sending your gifts and see what happens? Let's see whether she thanks you straight away.
Hey, Alyssa, how are you? My mom sent you a present, but wasn't sure if it arrived yet. Did you get it?
Hey, Harriet. The package from your mom, right? It just arrived now. I threw it in the trash immediately.
Huh? Why would you do that?
Apparently, it got sent to the wrong address due to an issue with delivery. It took ages to arrive.
No, I don't mean why it only just arrived. I mean, why did you throw it away? You're joking, right? You threw away Mom's present? She sent that to congratulate you on the birth.
Why would I be joking? Yes, I threw it away. Did your mom put you up to this? Is that why you're messaging me?
Well, she did mention it to me, but she hardly put me up to anything. She said she sent you a present a while back, but hadn't heard anything back from you. She's been really worried that you might have been ignoring her. I just wanted to check, that's all.
Your mom's been giving me all sorts of presents for a while now. It's true that I almost never thank her. I have no intention of thanking her this time either.
What the hell? Why not? Why on earth would you toss a present in the garbage when someone went out of their way to buy it for you? I was sure you'd already gotten it, but were just ignoring her. This is 1,000 times worse than I thought.
Look, Harriet, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't want her presents.
You don't want them? How can you be so heartless?
Well, what would you think if someone kept giving you gifts you never asked for like that? I bet you wouldn't want them either.
Look, I understand that the things she gets you might not always be exactly to your preferred specifications, but Mom's doing her absolute best to pick you things she thinks you'd like. She's really trying to get along with you here. These presents are kind gestures meant to show her affection for you. I'd prefer it if you didn't throw her efforts back in her face like this.
Affection? Please, don't make me laugh. Affection is the last thing your mother feels towards me. I've never heard something so laughably stupid in my life.
How can you say that?
Because your mom sends me nothing but trash.
Trash?
They're presents only in name. All she sends me is spoiled, rotten food. Take the jelly she just sent me. It was crawling with maggots and smelled like a landfill.
Isn't that just because it arrived later than expected? You yourself just said that there was an issue with the delivery. It's only natural foodstuffs would spoil if delivery got delayed.
Do you seriously think jelly would be crawling with maggots after a poxy delay of a few days? Besides, it's jelly. It's supposed to keep at room temperature. In spite of that, it was so rotten it had changed color, and had so many maggots writhing around in it, I could have sold it to an angling society. I shudder to think what would have happened to my insides if I ate it. I wish she'd just leave me alone already. I don't need this.
Are you saying she keeps sending you rotten food? My mom? Every single one of her presents?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. She usually sends me about 1 package per month.
That often? But I can't believe it. Why would she do such a thing? This makes no sense. Why would my mom do this?
If you want proof, I have it. I have a copy of every single invoice from every present she ever sent me.
Haven't you spoken to my brother about this? Surely your mother-in-law sending you garbage disguised as presents is something you'd mention to Benjamin.
I haven't told my husband anything. I can't, Harriet. He's busy enough as it is. I don't want to worry him. As far as he's concerned, me and your mother get along like a house on fire.
But why would my mom do something like that? It makes no sense at all. What does she get out of it?
I think it's obvious why she's doing it. Because she never liked me from the get-go, and because she never approved of me marrying her son. She's had it in for me ever since we met. You guys might not have noticed because she's a good actress, and she knows when to hide her true feelings.
Wow.
Given how much she hates me, I'm sure that in her mind, rotten food is the most appropriate present there could possibly be. To be honest, I don't know what you think of me either, Harriet. But I know with dead certainty, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that your mom hates me with a burning passion. Why do you think I keep my distance from her?
I see. So that's why. Oh my God, Alyssa, I'm so sorry for everything my mom did to you.
Hey, Harriet. So did you decide what you're going to send Elisa to celebrate the birth yet? Food, clothes, toys?
I haven't made up my mind yet.
Well, I decided to resend my present. I thought about what you said, and you're right. There is a chance that there was an issue in transit and didn't make it. I sent the second one yesterday evening, so it should be arriving any time now.
Yes, it arrived just now, actually.
Excuse me? How would you know my present had arrived at Elisa's house?
Because me and Alyssa just opened it together.
You opened it together? What? Why would you do such a thing?
I don't know, Mom. You tell me. Why would you do such a thing? It was packed with rotten fruit. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Let me guess. You didn't have time to wait for more jelly to rot, so you just used fruit instead? Am I right? The stench when we opened it up. Good God!
Wait a second. Why would you do that? What's going on? Where are you right now? Explain yourself.
I'm at Benjamin and Alyssa's house. I'm with Alyssa right now.
Why? What on earth brought this on? I've never known you to go to their house before. Not only that, but you and Elisa are together? Since when were you two bosom buddies? I didn't think you got along.
Not a single one of the questions you just asked me is relevant to what I asked you. You seem to have forgotten, so allow me to remind you. We were discussing the matter of you sending your daughter-in-law rotting garbage disguised as presents.
No. Just hold on a minute. What the hell's going on here?
Yes, that's what I'm asking you, Mom. You've been sending presents to Alyssa regularly for a long time now, haven't you? She kept all the invoices. There's a nice, neat pile of them here on the living room table in front of us. She kept hold of them as proof of what you were doing. The contents of your presents are never anything but rotten garbage.
Garbage? How dare you call my presents garbage? No, there has to be some kind of mistake here. Why on earth would I send my daughter-in-law rotting garbage? Come on, Harriet. What kind of person do you take me for?
Then what exactly is this stinking, maggot-infested pile of decaying mush before my eyes? It literally couldn't be any more rotten. Not a single piece of this fruit is still edible. What's your end game? Did you intend for her to eat this stuff? Were you trying to make her physically sick, or did you just want to upset her?
Why would my fruit be spoiled? It looked fine when I sent it. The firmest, shiniest apples, the plumpest, juiciest oranges, the most delightfully sweet grapes you could ever hope to eat. I never meant to send anything rotten, I promise. Oh, I know. It must have gotten bad in transit. You know it has been unreasonably hot lately. All it would take is for one careless delivery driver to leave it out in the sun for a little too long.
You only sent it yesterday, Mom. The most negligent delivery guy in the world couldn't make a box of fresh fruit go rotten in the space of a day. And what do you mean, unseasonably hot? It's winter, for God's sake. This stuff was obviously already rotten when you put it in the box.
No, you're wrong. I wouldn't do that. The delivery company must have made some kind of mistake. I don't know anything about this, and that's God's honest truth.
You can drop the act now, Mom. I know everything.
You know? What exactly do you know, sweetie?
I know about how you've been subjecting Alyssa to a vicious bullying campaign ever since she and Benjamin got married. She never hated you. You were the one who hated her all along. And you're such a sick, twisted liar that you actually tried to convince me it was the other way around. And I was starting to believe you. Ugh! It's over, Mom. I know. If there's a shred of decency in there somewhere, you'll just admit it.
Well, can you blame me? That girl is poison.
Can I take this as an admission that you hate her?
Yes, I do. I hate her. I hate her more than anything else on this planet.
Why? It was just the other day you were telling me how much you wished you two could get along. What happened to that?
Oh, please, Harriet. Are you that gullible? I was obviously lying. I just wish she'd hurry up and disappear from the face of the earth. She'd be doing all of us a favor.
Why do you hate her so much? What did she ever do to deserve this?
She's so arrogant, she practically lives up to her own backside. I've never known someone with such an excessively high opinion of themselves. She thinks the fact that she happens to be good-looking gives her the license to trot around on her high horse with that godforsaken supercilious pout on her face. That stuck-up bimbo, ugh! Her standoffish attitude rubs me the wrong way, and it has done ever since I laid eyes on the girl.
That's what you think of her?
Ugh, to think a woman like that is now the mother of my grandson. She's beyond brazen. That boy Benjamin needs to get his head checked out if that's his idea of a suitable mother. I mean, please, what's wrong with him? Why would he marry someone so cold and unfriendly? I can't believe it.
I had no idea you hated her this much. I can't believe you either, Mom.
What do you mean? She's the one in the wrong here. If she'd just act like a normal human being, none of this would have ever happened. I simply cannot tolerate that gloomy, depressing personality of hers. A fake smile would do every now and then, you know? But no, she's so far above everyone else that she can't even bring herself to do that.
What's wrong with that? She's just shy. That doesn't make her a criminal, nor does it mean she thinks she's better than anyone else. Like I said, some people find social stuff easier than others. She's not gloomy or depressing either. She's lovely and she's kind.
She is gloomy! She's not a suitable wife for my son. I've hated her ever since the day we met. If he even had a single brain cell, he'd file for divorce right now.
Hi, Nancy. Do you really hate me that much?
Excuse me?
It's me, Alyssa. It's been a while.
Well. If it isn't my dimwit son's worthless failure of a wife. You've really gone and done it this time, haven't you? What kind of disgusting lies have you been filling my daughter's head with? You will pay for this, mark my words.
You've never acknowledged me as your daughter-in-law. You don't think of me as family at all, do you?
Of course I don't. Why would I acknowledge a lying witch like you as family?
Right, that's what I thought. That's why I've thought of you as nothing but a stranger this whole time. In-law or not, I have no intention of acknowledging someone who treats me the way you do as my mother. I'd have to be crazy to accept any kind of present from the likes of you, and that's why I started sending them away unopened.
The likes of me? Oh, how dare you! Whether you acknowledge me as your family or not makes no difference to me, you miserable little cretin!
Harriet said the same thing.
My daughter? Don't be so ridiculous. What are you even saying?
It's just like Alyssa says, Mom. As far as me and Benjamin are concerned, you're nothing but a stranger to us now, and neither of us want anything to do with you ever again. Even just knowing we're related makes me shudder with embarrassment.
What? You and Benjamin... What?
You've been trying to make Alyssa eat rotten food for months and months now. You're sick in the head, and you need help. Who in their right mind would do that? This is not normal behavior. What were you even trying to accomplish? You've been sending these presents of yours for over 6 months now. I can't believe you try to make a pregnant woman eat things you know for a fact would pose a threat to her and her baby, your grandchild's health. What would you have done if something happened to her?
Oh, what's all the fuss about? No harm was done. All's well that ends well. Nothing happened, so there's no problem here. Why must you insist on making a mountain out of a molehill?
The only reason nothing happened is because Alyssa was attentive enough to notice. If she'd eaten any of that without realizing, who knows what could have happened? She could have ended up in the hospital with food poisoning, or worse. Not just Alyssa, but the baby, too.
I couldn't give a damn about what happens to that girl. How could I possibly love anything that she gave birth to? The kid can go to the hospital with her for all I care. Do you understand how much I hate her now? Is it going in yet?
It's going in, Mom. I completely understand. I understand that there's nothing to be gained by continuing this conversation. Just as I said before, you and me are strangers now. You'll never see me at the house or hear from me again.
Please, darling, just wait. Why so hasty? We can talk about this, can't we? Surely you wouldn't go to such drastic lengths over something so trivial.
The fact that you're capable of describing what you did to Alyssa as trivial only strengthens my resolve to cut you out of my life forever. What you did is no different than physical abuse. I suggest you put your phone down, go and sit on your own, and think long and hard about the life path you've chosen. Once more, we're strangers now, and me or Benjamin don't ever want to hear from you again.
You're going to abandon your aged mother? You wouldn't. How can you call me a stranger? You're my baby, Harriet. We could never be strangers. We're family, darling. How could you treat me so horribly?
What you did to your son's wife was a damn sight more horrible than anything we're doing. Just because you hate someone doesn't give you the right to try and poison them. Why did you have to go and act like a complete psychopath? If you don't like someone, all you have to do is keep your distance. Just like me and Benjamin are about to do with you. After that, I didn't contact my mom at all for a while. I also told Alyssa she never had to have anything to do with her again, as well as reported the entire thing to Benjamin. I also told him never to let his guard down in the event that our mom attempted to exact any kind of revenge in the future, and to protect his wife at all costs. Benjamin had no idea what had been going on these past 6 months. His world was flipped upside down in an instant, and he was rendered speechless in sheer astonishment. To protect his wife and son from his deranged mother, he put as much distance between them and any other shared ties they had as he possibly could. Me and my brother were in total agreement that we'd probably never forgive our mom for what she did. I don't think our mom took word of her children severing all ties with her well, and she showed up at both Benjamin and Alyssa's, as well as my house, crying hysterically and begging for forgiveness. But things were still too raw, and there was no way either of us were willing to even consider the idea of reconciliation so soon after what she did. Whether we do eventually allow her back into our lives one day remains to be seen. If we do, we'll discuss it as brother and sister and proceed very, very carefully.
Colin? I just heard from Mom. Apparently you're gonna be living at her place for a little while?
So what if I am?
She said you showed up outside the house with all your belongings without even so much as a phone call to let her know you were coming. Don't you think you're being just a little selfish here? You could have at least asked first.
Get off my back, Jane. I had no choice. I got a letter saying the apartment block my room was in was set to be demolished. They basically told me to get out on a moment's notice. What else was I supposed to do?
Wow, really? Surely they gave you some compensation or provided you with some kind of temporary accommodation if you had to leave straight away.
Sure, I am getting a payout, but that doesn't mean I could just snap my fingers and find somewhere else to stay right away. They didn't offer me any accommodation, so I'm on my own. I'm just staying at Mom's as a stopgap while I get back on my feet. What's the problem with that? Isn't this what family are for?
I guess it does make sense to stay with Mom if that's the case. But still, you should have asked for her permission first, or at least told her you were coming. You haven't been in touch with her for years, and suddenly you just show up outside her house with all your stuff? No matter which way you look at it, it's not fair on her. I heard you got married, too?
Yep, I got married last year.
What was her name again? Yasmin? My jaw almost hit the floor when Mom told me. Why didn't you tell me? I know we've never been that close, and we don't have to speak all the time, but you could have at least dropped me an update on the most important day of your life.
It's easy to say that, but it hasn't been easy for me to keep in touch with you guys. Dad said he was done with me and cut me out of his life. He told me to never bother you guys again, remember?
That's because you got up to your ears in gambling debt and pulled a vanishing act after the debt collector started showing up at our house demanding money. It's hardly surprising he'd want you gone from his life after pulling a stunt like that.
But Dad's dead now. I thought now would be a good time for me to come back.
You didn't even show up at his funeral.
He cut me out of his freaking life! What was I meant to do? Show up and pretend everything was hunky-dory? Listen, Jane. My pride's taking a hit with everything that's going on right now. I'm not exactly enjoying coming running back to Mommy for a place to stay. But look at it from my perspective. I had nowhere else to go. What's the problem? It's not like I'm causing you any trouble. It doesn't even affect you.
But it's okay for you to cause Mom trouble?
Mom's really thoughtful and kind. She won't see it that way. So it's fine.
You're not the one who gets to decide whether it's fine or not.
Jeez. You make it sound like I'm forcing her to put me up for nothing in return.
And I hope you're not. I hope you're at least going to contribute to the basic living expenses.
I'm not going to help out monetarily. But Mom asked me if I helped sort through some things. So I'm going to contribute to the household by doing that instead. She said she wanted me to sort out all the stuff he left behind in his will. So I'm going to be throwing a lot of stuff away. You know, like ancient chests of drawers, ornaments, stuff like that. Mom's house isn't exactly Buckingham Palace. And she said she wants to replace some of her old furniture soon. So we're going to need the space.
If Mom says that's what she wants, I have no objections. But you better not cause her any trouble, Colin. I mean it. She's not as young as she used to be, and the last thing she needs is a bunch of extra stress after losing Dad. Not only that, but I hear your wife's gonna be moving in with you too.
Mom's kind and friendly. I'm sure her and Yasmin will be getting along like a house on a fire before we know it.
What does Yasmin think about moving in with her mother-in-law? Wasn't she against the idea? I know it might only be short-term, but living with the mother-in-law isn't exactly at the top of most people's list of priorities.
Yasmin's carefree and easygoing. She takes whatever life throws at her with a spring in her step and a smile on her face. She's just grateful we're going to have a place to stay. She knows we're in no position to be picky.
I see. Well, I'm pleased she's being so open-minded about the whole thing. She sounds like a good egg. Look after Mom while you're with her, okay, Colin? I'm counting on you. I don't want you taking advantage of her kind, trusting nature.
Jeez, sis, what do you take me for? It's not like that. Mom's done a lot for me. And I see this as an opportunity to show her how grateful I am to have her. Take a chill pill, okay? Rest assured, I'm not plotting any evil schemes like you seem to think I am. Mom's gonna be fine. In fact, she'll be better off having us around.
Colin, Mom says you still haven't moved out of her house.
Yep. We can't find anywhere else to stay.
You know full well Mom told you to hurry up and find somewhere else ASAP. You said yourself staying with her was only supposed to be a stopgap while you got back on your feet.
Yeah, what the hell? She told us to get out. She's being so horrible to us. You'd think she'd be over the moon to be reunited with her beloved son after all this time. Not only that, but she should be grateful to have my amazing wife around the house to grind the place up.
You may have forgotten this, but you guys aren't living with Mom because she wanted you to.
Sure, maybe not. But what kind of wife willingly volunteers to go and live with her mother-in-law these days? Mom doesn't know how lucky she is. Mom's health is deteriorating, and she can't walk as well as she used to. I don't know what's wrong with her. She should have more peace of mind with us there.
Obviously not if she's asking you to find somewhere else to live ASAP. Why is it so hard for you to just respect her wishes? She's her own person and she's used to living on her own. She doesn't have to want you there. Besides, you said it'd only be 2 months at most, which means you pretty much deceived her. It's only normal she'd be mad about that. You're lucky Dad isn't around to see this. It's been 3 months already.
It's not my fault. We can't find any nice houses. What am I supposed to do? Live in some crappy beat-up old bungalow? Would you be happy then?
She's doing you a favor, Colin. You're hardly in any position to be picky. If living in an old bungalow is what it takes to respect Mom's wishes, then that's what you should do. Oh yeah, and how could I forget? I hear you've been selling Mom's belongings without permission? What the hell is wrong with you? You have no right to do that.
It's called cleaning up. Mom's the one who asked me to do it.
No, she asked you to get rid of things she didn't want, not sell things she has.
God, will you just shut up already? You're so annoying. Why you gotta be on my case all the time? Back off!
I will not back off because you don't listen to a word Mom says.
Even if I don't, what does it have to do with you? It's not like I'm causing any trouble. You just enjoy sticking your nose in, don't you?
Believe me, I'd be ecstatic if I never had to engage with you again, but unfortunately, you've reinserted yourself into our lives and don't seem to know when to take a hint. You've got some nerve to act like your behavior doesn't affect me. Who was it who had to help pay off all your debts back then? It was me, wasn't it, Colin?
Oh yeah, good point. Thanks for that.
If you feel even an ounce of genuine gratitude for that, then you'll start listening to Mom and doing what she says. You didn't even visit her in hospital when she collapsed last year. You only want anything to do with her when there's something in it for you. Are you working?
Yeah, of course I am.
That's funny, because Mom said it doesn't seem like you have a job at all.
Mom wouldn't understand even if I told her. I quit my old company and work from home now.
Freelance?
Yep. It might look like I'm unemployed because I'm at home all day. But it's not like that at all. People from her generation just don't seem to get that people work in all sorts of different ways now. Will you explain to her for me? That working from home is a thing nowadays? She'll listen to you.
I'm sure she understands that without needing to hear it from me.
I tried to tell her. She seems to have a vague idea what it means. But I don't think the penny dropped yet.
So what industry are you in?
Why do I need to tell you that?
I thought you wanted me to explain it to Mom.
Jeez, what do you want? My autobiography? You don't need to go into specifics. Just give her the gist so she gets off my back about finding work.
Excuse me?
God damn, you're annoying sometimes. You insist on getting involved at every turn despite the fact you don't even live with us. I'm so glad you're not here. My life would be a living hell. Not to mention Yasmin. She'd probably end up getting bullied.
I wouldn't have to get involved if you listened to Mom, would I? If you didn't act like a 5-year-old kid, I wouldn't have to act like your minder. You pull a vanishing act after palming off your gambling debts on us, then conveniently reappear the moment you're in trouble. Is it any wonder I'm being like this?
What's the problem? It doesn't affect you. Wait. You don't think I'm going to make a move on the house or something, do you?
No, I don't think you'd do that.
What's the issue then? Chill out and quit whining. How about showing a little gratitude to me and my amazing wife for being kind enough to move in with our lonely aged mother? You should just enjoy married life with your husband in your own house and keep your nose out of mine and Mom's business. You're hardly a saint yourself, are you? You and him could have moved in with Mom to look after her as her health deteriorated, but obviously you didn't want to.
Because she's still independent enough that she doesn't need us to... yet. Believe me, we'll be there for her when the time comes.
Oh, will you now?
Let's face it, you sure as hell won't be.
Damn it, sis! Will you just cut me some slack already? It's not like I wanted to go off the radar like that before. I just... didn't have a choice, you know? I feel hella guilty about the whole debt thing. I was hoping to make it up to Mom by moving in with her.
If you feel guilty about what you did, then wonderful, so you should. But seriously? You planned on making it up to her by moving in with her without her permission and staying way longer than you said you would. You have a strange definition of atonement. She'd be better off living on her own than with you and your wife. You know how kind our mom is. She'd do anything for anyone. Why can't you be the same? Why won't you consider how she feels about all this?
I do consider that. I do.
If you really do, then you'll respect her wishes and hurry up and find somewhere else to live. You're a pair of grown adults. You can't rely on your aged mother forever. Stop being so selfish. Hello, dear. Sorry I couldn't answer the phone. Is everything okay? Mom, you're out right now, right? Yes, I had some important business to attend to. I'm not at home at the moment. Oh, you're not at the house, are you? Yes, or rather, I was at the house just now. What the hell's going on there? I was so shocked. Why has your bedroom been converted into a storage room? Oh, well, you see, your brother and his wife said they needed to put a few of their things in there. Before I knew it, it looked like that. Then, as if that wasn't bad enough, they told me I had to get out for a little while. Ugh, those two are taking over your house like it's their freaking God-given right. How dare they? My brother and his wife are out of control. Are you really going to let them get away with this? I gave them a piece of my mind when I was there, but they told me to get lost and kicked me out. You need to get rid of them as soon as you can, like right now if possible. I was thinking of trying to get them to leave. But it's fine. Don't worry. This ends today. Huh? This ends today? What does? Yes, it ends today. What do you mean? Listen, Jane, the thing is, there's something I haven't told you. I didn't want to tell you earlier, but it was difficult because of Colin and his situation. Where are you now, by the way? I'm parked up in the car at Peeps Donuts near your house. I drove here after those two idiots gave me my marching orders. I bought myself a cup of coffee and some triple chocolate donuts, which I'm currently angrily munching on to stop myself from going back there and brutally murdering them both. I see. I'm sorry you had to go through that, dear. Do you have some time? I want to tell you about my plan. Your plan? What plan? Sure, I have time. Please, whatever you do, don't tell me it involves letting those two asshats stay with you, not even for a second longer. Oh, I'm sorry I swore, Mom. I'll try to calm down. It's okay, dear, don't worry. I might look like a pushover, but believe me, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've made my decision. Besides, didn't I just tell you that this all ends today? I decided to sell the house.
Hey, sis, you know where Mom is?
Why? What do you want with her?
Forget that. Just tell me where she is. It's like she vanished.
What did you expect? You commandeered her bedroom as your own personal storage area and regulated her to living in a freaking cupboard. You promised you'd only be there a couple of months, but way overstayed your welcome and started acting like you owned the place. No one in their right mind would put up with that. Don't tell me you're surprised she reached her wit's end and decided she wanted out.
Blah, 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 blah. I didn't ask you any of this crap, Jane. Just show up and tell me where she is already. We have a serious problem here. A bunch of workmen just showed up saying they're here to demolish the house.
Yep, Mom sold it.
Huh? She sold the house?
Yep.
And you knew?
Yep, she told me a little while ago.
That bitch. She tricked us.
Wow. Just wow. Colin, your disrespect towards our mother never ceases to amaze me. You do know the house belonged to her, right? It was hers to do with what she wanted.
Maybe so, but this is crossing the line. Me and my wife still live here. But she told me we had to get out this month.
What's the problem? It was only ever supposed to be short term. You're the one who promised you would be gone almost 2 months ago.
Things change. We plan on carrying on living with Mom indefinitely.
Living with her indefinitely? After taking possession of her house and forcing her to live in a cupboard after converting her bedroom into your own personal storage area?
It's not like we planned on having her live in the cupboard forever. We were just going to get rid of the stuff in her room. We just been so busy we didn't get around to it. The plan was to get rid of all the useless old junk that was piled up, renovate the house, and have her bedroom transformed into a queen's palace so she could live happily ever after in. The whole cupboard thing was just supposed to be a temporary arrangement.
If someone had to live in the cupboard, it should have been you and your wife. Why should Mom have to be kicked out of her bedroom in her own house?
Yasmin's scared of bugs. I mean, come on, Jane. I can hardly make my wife live in a cupboard.
You had no issue making your mom live in there. If you're gonna lie, at least make it believable, you selfish jerk.
Gah! I'm not lying! Get off my back already!
So how did you intend to pay for this grand renovation project of yours?
Well, we're saving up now.
Bull, you're not saving up at all, are you? I know you were trying to get your grubby mitts on Mom's money. You pitched her this wonderful idea of renovating the place and turning it into somewhere fancy and modern so you could all live together happily in.
Sure, but what's wrong with that? She'd get to live in it too. I only asked her to contribute a little. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you made her live in the cupboard because she said no to your renovation idea. Does your greed and selfishness know no bounds? How low do you have to stoop before you'll be satisfied? You throw Mom's kindness right back in her face. I wish she didn't believe you when you told her you wanted to use moving in together as an opportunity to make up for all that crap you pulled with the debt.
Jane, please, I need a favor. Will you call Mom for me? I want to apologize for everything.
No chance. I won't tell her anything unless she tells me she wants to hear from you.
We're not going to have anywhere to live in a few days at this rate.
Not my problem. Clean up your own mess.
We don't have any money. We can't even afford to rent a place.
What does that have to do with me or Mom? How would me calling her change that? You want her to lend you money, don't you?
We're getting booted out of the house on a moment's notice. Surely that's the least she could do for us.
Did you take over paying the living expenses when you regulated Mom to the cupboard?
Why would we do that? She was still in the same house. And it's not like she didn't have a roof over her head.
Ah, I see. So you'll be happy as long as you have a roof over your heads then? Well, it just so happens there are tons of abandoned houses in Indiana. Take your pick. You could squat in any one of them for the grand total of $0. Why not just do that? Think about it, it's perfect. You'd have that all-important roof over your head after all. It shouldn't be a problem since you work from home, right?
So Jane, the thing is, I'm unemployed.
Right, of course you are. So it was exactly as Mom said all along then.
Huh?
Mom knew damn well you were a jobless bum all along. You had a convenient pack of lies about being self-employed and working from home ready for whenever she called you out on it. But she was the one covering all of the living costs the whole time despite having 2 working-age adults living with her.
What the hell? You kidding me? She scheduled the house for demolition knowing I wasn't working?
Do you seriously think you're in any position to complain? You made her live in a cupboard and took over her house. You disgust me so much it's hard to believe we're even related.
Jane, please. How are me and Yasna supposed to get by now? I'm serious. We're going to be homeless. Either tell me where Mom is or give us some money.
No chance. I pick neither.
Please! I'll change my ways. I'll get a job. I'll work hard. I'll bring in tons of money. I'll pay for the house all by myself. I'll never cause you any problems again. I swear. I'll even pay you back the money you put towards getting me out of debt. All of it. So please, I'm begging you. I'm a married man, you know. I have a wife to think about now. What kind of husband lets his wife live on the streets? Could you really sleep at night knowing we're begging for money from strangers and rummaging through the garbage just to fight off starvation?
Yes, soundly in fact. In fact, the thought alone brings a smile to my face. If you don't understand already, let me make this crystal clear. I couldn't care less what happens to either of you. You're not the only one who's been pissing me off this whole time, you know. Your freeloading wife shares just as much of the responsibility for everything Mom's been through. She never lifted a finger around the house, and in spite of the fact you forced Mom to live in a cupboard, Yasmin made her do all the cooking and cleaning on top of it. What the hell is wrong with her? You're both cruel, manipulative, selfish wastes of space. And you're perfect for each other. I hope you burn in hell together.
The only reason Yasmin didn't help out around the house is because I said she didn't have to.
And why wouldn't she have to? She was living there for free. Whether you told her that or not, if she didn't see anything wrong with it, she is just as bad as you. Anyone with a conscience would have insisted on helping.
Jane, I'm sorry. Me and my wife treat Mom awfully. I'll never cause her trouble again. I swear on my life, I'll never cause you or Mom any trouble ever again. I'll be the perfect brother and son from now on. Just please find it in your heart to forgive me. And can I have some money too? Even just a little is fine. Every little helps.
I'm never giving you a single cent of money or helping you in any way, shape, or form again for as long as I live. Mom and I have had it with you. I'm amazed we even managed to put up with you for as long as we did. We've decided to cut you out of our lives once and for all. She sold the house, which means you don't have a home anymore, at least not with her. You should be pleased. This means you'll be literally incapable of causing us trouble ever again. After that, Mom heard from a neighbor that a terrified-looking Colin and Yasmin were seen rushing their belongings out of the house 2 minutes before the demolition was scheduled to begin. It seems like they thought the workmen wouldn't start work on the demolition process with them still in the house. But little did they know, half by way of intimidation, Mom gave the project to her friend who runs a construction company and told them to begin work irrespective of whether the unwelcome guests were still in the house. When the bulldozer appeared and they realized the house was getting knocked down whether they were inside it or not, they panicked, hastily putting their things together and making their escape. My brother tried calling me countless times after that, but I'd run out of patience for him a long time ago, and ignored him every time. We haven't spoken or met since. He barraged me with messages desperately begging for help on the day of the demolition, but I left them all on read. I blocked him when I realized my phone vibrating from his incessant attempts at getting through to me was expending my battery. I have no idea where my brother and his wife are or what they're doing these days. But we haven't had any ominous phone calls from the cops, which leads me to believe they're probably still alive and kicking somewhere. Having no way of contacting us and not knowing where we live, me or my mom will most likely never see them again. Even if, by some unfortunate stroke of luck, we do happen to run into them, we most definitely won't be offering any assistance. Mom ended up moving into a nice new-build apartment with the money from selling the house. It's really close to mine and my husband's neighborhood, which means we get to see each other a lot more than we used to. I guess it's just like they say, every cloud has a silver lining. Apparently the reason my mom didn't boot Colin and his wife out the moment they showed up was because she thought she could help him turn his life around. Needless to say, she realized that was futile when they made her live in a cupboard. If you ask me, he deserved everything he got after so cruelly betraying Mom's kindness like that. After the dust had settled, Mom cracked a smile and said she didn't regret a thing while we were chatting over a cup of coffee. But I suspect she might have been putting on a brave face. You see, I know how sweet and kind she is, and I'd be surprised if she wasn't at least a little bit hurt over what my good-for-nothing younger brother did to her. As for me, I'll never stop letting her know how important she is to me. My mom's getting old these days, and her health isn't what it used to be. To tell you the truth, I don't know how much time we have left together. But one thing's for sure. I plan on making the most of every last moment by making tons of amazing, joy-filled memories. And being there to support her no matter what, no questions asked, and nothing expected in return.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Bianca, you there? What the freaking hell was going on with today's lunchbox? It was full of leftovers from yesterday's dinner.
Sorry, Gabriel. I was rushing around like a headless chicken this morning. Louise messed up my normal routine when she decided to projectile vomit all over the kitchen.
Seriously? You're gonna blame this on my little sister's kid?
It's not like that. I had to visit your mom in hospital, too.
Oh, what's this? It's my mom's fault now? Make your damn mind up already, you responsibility-dodging tightwad! When are you gonna stop blaming my family for your mistakes?
Will you stop talking to me like that? I'm not trying to blame anyone. I've been taking care of your mom all on my own ever since we moved in with her. Not to mention looking after Louise. Then there's all the housework on top of it.
Oh, wow, stop being such a crybaby. My mom's got a bad back. She's not capable of zooming around the house like she did when she was young anymore. And my sister's a single mom. You've got the most free time in your hands, so it's only fair you do all the housework and look after Louise.
I don't mind helping out here and there, but no one ever told me I'd be doing everything. Besides, we were only supposed to be living here until your sister found a job. What happened to that? It's been half a year now. It doesn't even seem like she's looking for work.
It's not easy for new moms to find a job, you know. Society is hard on people like my sister.
We were due to renew the contract on our old apartment when you asked me how I felt about moving in with your family. But it was only supposed to be for a little while. I never would have agreed to it if I knew things would end up like this.
So what are you saying? That the two of us should move away on our own?
You're the one who said you were thinking about moving your mom into a care facility before we all started living together. But you never talk about it at all these days. Have you changed your mind?
My mom might not be as good on her feet as she used to be, but she's still as sharp as a knife mentally. I feel awful throwing her into some facility full of people with dementia just because her walking's a little unsteady.
Taylor goes out to hang with her friends every single day. She literally never lifts a finger around the house. She could at least help with the housework and play a part in raising her own daughter until she finds a job. What's the point in her living here? Are we running a hotel service now or something?
The point is that she's looking for work. What's she supposed to do if she finds a job all of a sudden? It's better for her if me and you are around to help out with Louise when the time comes. Family are supposed to help each other out in times like this. Not everything is about you, you know. God, you can be cold sometimes.
How am I being cold? I just want things to be done fairly is all, and I feel like I'm being taken advantage of with how things are right now. Why don't we just move out and send them a monthly allowance instead? If we have more space to ourselves, you can work remotely more often. To tell you the truth, Gabriel, I'm almost at a breaking point.
You're almost at a breaking point just from living with my mom and sister? You're unreal. If you're this stressed now, how the heck are you gonna cope when we have kids one day? Quit your whining and toughen up.
What, so I'm just supposed to lay down and take it when you and your family treat me like your own live-in slave? I do all the housework and am basically acting as your niece's mom. Want to know the worst thing? I still get complaints. Your food sucks, or that's not how you vacuum, you pea-brained doofus. Are just a couple of the things your lovely, charming mother and sister take great pride in yelling at me. They even tell me to remake meals from scratch when they don't like something.
Have you considered that maybe they might be right? They're just trying to encourage you to improve. How about doing the housework to a standard that everyone's happy with? Have you thought about that? Have you? Huh?
Gabriel! What the hell has gotten into you lately? I'm telling you, I'm struggling to keep on top of everything. Is it any wonder the housework isn't perfect when I have about a million other things to do on top of it? You never help me either.
That's because I'm a man. Us men don't do housework. We go out and earn money. Why do you think you have the luxury of whining at me from the comfort of a warm home with a well-stocked fridge? Because I, the man, pay for you to live in it.
I'm grateful for that. But would it really kill you to help me out a little on your days off every now and then? I don't get days off because there's always housework to be done.
You're a stay-at-home housewife. Why the frick do you need days off? All you have to do is remain fully fed, clothed, and watered, to shut your mouth, and to take care of things at home, and you still find things to complain about. Most people will kill to have it easy as you. Stop being so selfish.
Am I really being selfish?
This is just how shared living arrangements are. Stop whining and do your job. The last thing I need is you nagging at me when I'm already exhausted from work.
Gabriel, will you be coming home soon? You promised you'd look after Louise this afternoon.
Sorry, babe, I can't make it home anymore.
Huh? Why? Where are you? I thought you said you were only going out to pick up a few things from the store. Didn't you say you wanted to spend the rest of your day relaxing at home?
I, bumped into a friend on the way. We decided to head into the city for a meal together. It's been a while, and we thought it'd be nice to catch up.
Gabriel, please. I have an appointment at the salon soon. What am I supposed to do about Louise? God knows where Taylor went. She's nowhere to be found as usual, and your mom's out at the day service.
I don't know, take her to the salon with you? You'll figure something out.
I can't do that, please, Gabriel. Can't you reschedule, or maybe bring your friend back here?
Shut your goddamn mouth, bitch! Cancel the salon and quit bugging me.
What did you just call me? Oh my God, Gabriel! This is my first salon appointment in 6 months.
Why the hell do you need to look pretty? No one pays attention to you in the first place. Ever hear the phrase of polishing a turd? You're a woman, and you have long hair like women are supposed to? What else do you freaking need? Just tie it in a ponytail and save your money.
Oh my God, you're so horrible. Do I ask a lot of you? No. All I'm asking is that you let me go to the salon this one time. Why am I the only one who has to make sacrifices all the time? I do everything I can for you and your family, and I drop my plans to do favors for your mom and sister all the time too. We're supposed to be married, but I feel like I'm on my own these days. Can't we start working as a team like we used to?
Well, then go during the week instead. Why you gotta pester me with your bullcrap? I'm busy.
I'm asking you because I can't go during the week. I don't have enough free time for that. Your mom refuses to have anything to do with looking after Louise, which leaves me fully responsible for her when Taylor's not around. Which is basically all the time. I don't get any opportunities to do the things that I want to do.
So use your head and find a salon that will let you take Louise along. All right, problem solved.
Louise isn't the only one I'm looking after. Your mom gets grumpy whenever I'm not around the house, and I always get an earful when I get home because of how I failed in my duty as her caregiver. A role I don't remember signing up for. If I'm home even a little later than planned when I go out grocery shopping, she flips out and starts throwing things at me. Last week I had to dodge a flying cucumber that almost hit me square in the face.
Oh, I think I know why. She's super embarrassed about doing her business in her diaper. I think she gets upset when you're not around to take her to the toilet.
Right. So anyway, the point I'm making is that this isn't exactly the ideal situation for me to break away and spend a couple of hours at the salon. I don't want to cause them a nuisance by canceling last minute. I'm begging you, will you please come home just this once?
Impossible is impossible, and no means no.
Gabriel, you promised we'd work together before we agreed to move in with your family.
What am I supposed to do? I have a social life too, you know.
Oh, you do? That must be nice. I had no choice but to abandon my social life when we moved in here. I never get time to go visit my own folks or even see my friends. I get no time to myself anymore.
God damn it, woman, I said shut your mouth already. This is what being a wife is all about. You should have known what you were signing up for when we got married.
I really don't think it is.
The bottom line is I can't come home now, and that's final. If you're so desperate to go to the salon, try getting in touch with Taylor and see if she'll come home to watch Louise. She's her mom, not me.
I tried. She won't pick up.
Give up then.
Gabriel, please come home. I'm begging you.
God, you're annoying. If you ask me to come home one more time, we're getting a divorce.
Excuse me? Divorce?
quit your tedious whining about how awful living with my family is and use your own goddamn brain to fix your own goddamn problems. One of my buddies and his wife moved in with his parents, but she doesn't whine like this. Why can't you be more like her? Why are you so special that you have to bitch and complain about every little thing at every opportunity? If you answer me back one more time, we're getting a divorce, bitch. I'm gonna head over and pick up a set of divorce papers on the way home later just so they'll be ready if I ever need to use them. My little trump card.
I see. So you're willing to divorce me?
Yep, 'cause you're freaking annoying. If you don't want to get divorced, then I suggest you shut your mouth and take a long, hard think about your behavior. I'm still gonna put my signature on the divorce papers just in case. Next time you give me crap, those motherfuckers are getting filed. You better be ready to sign them if that day comes.
Gabriel, hey, it's getting late. Will you be coming home tonight?
Yeah, I'm out drinking with a client right now.
I haven't been feeling well since this morning. I have an awful fever. My temperature's over 38 degrees.
Did you catch a cold?
Probably. But if I did, I'm guessing I'm gonna be out of action for at least a few days. I can't promise I'll be able to get out of bed tomorrow. I managed to get Louise off to sleep somehow, but it wasn't easy. Do you think maybe you could talk to Taylor and see if she can be around first thing tomorrow to look after her?
Me? Ask her your goddamn self!
She ignores all of my messages. Even when I manage to talk to her on the few occasions she is around at the house, she just tells me that she's busy and walks away.
What, and you think it's somehow magically gonna change if I ask her?
I just need you to know that I don't think I'm gonna be able to do any housework or look after Louise tomorrow. My fever's getting worse.
You still have a night's sleep ahead of you. I'm sure you'll be feeling fresh as a daisy and ready to go by the morning. Drink some medicine, get some sleep, and quit whining. People used to fight wars with fevers back in my grandparents' day. And you're whining about washing the dishes and changing nappies?
Are you telling me not to rest tomorrow?
Bingo! That's exactly what I'm saying! What are we supposed to do if you're out of action? My mom's too old to do housework or look after Louise, and my sister's too busy. She's not gonna have anyone watch her if you're upstairs lazing around in bed.
Taylor's her mom, for crying out loud.
And you think that means she should take care of her? You're basically her mom at this point anyway. You even started taking her out for monthly meetings with her dad recently, right? If that doesn't make you her mom, I don't know what does.
Sure I did, but still. If this is Taylor's attitude, why was she so eager to take custody? She threatened to take him to court if he didn't back down. If she had no intention of looking after her, she should have just let her live with her dad from the get-go.
Duh, because she wanted child support?
She took on a child she didn't want for money?
From what I hear, she's not doing half bad out of it. Think about it. Her dad works at a major global company, and he's an exec to boot.
Jesus, Gabriel, why don't you seem to care about your sister's horrendous behavior?
Why should I? I'm not the one who has to pay. It ain't my place to play morality police.
Louise is your niece. Don't you feel bad for her?
Why would I when you're here to look after her?
You and your family are really something else.
What the heck did you just say, woman? Are you trying to start a fight with me?
There wouldn't be any point. You're a disgrace of a human being. I can't carry on like this. I'm done pushing myself past breaking point to serve you and your family of ungrateful assholes.
What did you just say? How dare you? You are my wife! Whether you feel up to it or not, you will fulfill your duties around this house. The place better be spotless when I get home, and if there's any duty in Louise's diaper, there will be hell to pay. You've got another thing coming if you think I'm gonna help you, because I ain't. If you slack on your duties for even a second, we're getting a divorce.
I see. So you're threatening me again.
Oh, it's not a threat. It's a promise. I told you I'd have the papers filed immediately the next time you piss me off. So stop trying to shirk your duties. You would never have gotten ill if you had just taken care of yourself properly like any good wife would. There's all the proof we need that you're not taking this seriously. Hey, Bianca. I want a detailed report on what you're doing right now. Why the heck aren't you home?
That's none of your business.
What did you just say, woman? Don't backchat me, you insolent little upstart. Tell me where you are right this moment. My mom and sister are livid with you. I made it clear I'd divorce you if you slacked on the housework and looking after the kid, didn't I?
Yep, that's why I handed in the divorce papers. I'm not your wife anymore, which means I'm done being your family's live-in house servant.
Huh? Wait, what? You handed in the divorce papers?
That's what I just said, isn't it? Do you struggle with reading comprehension? Bye.
Well, no, wait. My mom needs someone to take care of her. What's she supposed to do without you?
She's still as sharp as a knife mentally, right? I'm sure she'll be fine. By the way, I think there was crap in her diaper when I left. If you can't bring yourself to change it yourself, I suggest you make her crawl to the bathroom and clean herself up. She has plenty of energy to pinch me while I'm helping her and throw things across the room at me when she has a tantrum, so I'm sure she'll be fine.
What about Louise?
I took her to her dad's place.
But Taylor's the one with custody rights. We can take you to court for this. You're in a rude awakening if you think this crap is gonna fly with us, bitch.
Don't worry, I gave him plenty of proof that Taylor never lifts a finger to look after her. So he has all he needs to win a court case if that's what it comes to. He said he'd take care of things from here. Apparently, he's heading out to speak with Child Protective Services later today.
Holy crap! What the hell do you think you're playing at? Have you lost your mind?
You're the one who's a sandwich short of a picnic if you thought I was going to carry on tolerating this forever. I'm the one who's been looking after Louise all this time. You said yourself I was basically her mom. I decided she'd be better off living with her dad than in the shit show of a house you maniacs call a home. Louise never stopped talking about how much she missed her dad and wanted to live with him again. It's as plain as day that she loves him more than Taylor.
You get your ass back here right now!
No can do. I told you, we're already divorced. You guys aren't my problem anymore. I'm not your wife now. We're strangers, Gabriel.
But what about the housework?
I'm sure you'll figure something out, what with having Taylor, the eternal neat princess, living with you and all.
There's no way she'll be able to keep on top of the housework and look after my mom like you were. Do you have any idea how much of a mess you're leaving us in? You can't do this!
Not my problem. How about you take your own advice and use your own goddamn brain to fix your own goddamn problems? The concerns of you and your family are the last thing on my mind.
Bianca, I'm sorry. I should have never said what I said. I take it back. I was never serious about divorcing you.
Wow, I see. So I was right. You were threatening me after all.
No, I mean, it wasn't exactly like that.
Oh, yes it was. You thought you could frighten me into doing whatever you told me to if the threat of divorce was on the table.
But Bianca! What am I supposed to do? You were constantly complaining about how you were at your breaking point from living with my family. Sure, shared living arrangements like ours aren't the most common thing in the world these days. But there are still some people who do it. Take my buddy from work, for example. But unlike you, his wife never complains. I thought maybe you were trying to take advantage of your position as a stay-at-home housewife and live the easy life without doing your fair share of the work.
Shared living arrangements only work when all parties act with kindness and consideration towards one another. I didn't reach breaking point because it was a shared living arrangement. I reached breaking point because of who I was living with. You and your family are not normal. Despite the fact I literally did everything around the house. Housework, looking after Louise, looking after your mom. I got nothing but abuse in return. Never once did I hear a thank you from any of you. even though I was always going out of my way to make sure you never wanted for anything. Is there a single woman on the planet who'd be happy in a situation like that?
Oh, come on, don't be so dramatic. This is just how families are. Mom and daughter-in-laws fight all the time. It's practically an American tradition at this point.
What? So I was just supposed to carry on putting up with it?
Family is all about overcoming problems together. How are we supposed to make any progress if you run away at the first sign of trouble?
Don't make me laugh. You've got some nerve to try and pull the family card on me. Family don't treat family like slaves, Gabriel. How would you like it if you were in my shoes? Would you be saying the same if you were the one being forced to run a household of 4 all on your own? The only problems you should work on overcoming are problems worth overcoming. There isn't a single good reason why I should carry on working myself to exhaustion, running around like a headless chicken to try and please a family of selfish, ungrateful assholes like you.
I'm sorry.
In the beginning, we were only supposed to live with your mom and sister until Taylor found a new job. And until you found a care home for your mom to live in. But that was all lies, wasn't it? Taylor didn't bother looking for a job, and you didn't bother looking for anywhere for your mom to stay. None of you helped me out around the house. None of you helped me with Louise. None of you helped me look after your mom. Who in their right mind would want to carry on in a situation like that? We're done. Finished.
Bianca, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry for forcing you to do so much. I promise we'll work together as a team from now on. I want to help you. Will you please just come home?
Someone's changed their tune. Are you forgetting whose idea the divorce was? Even if it was just an empty threat, you still went out of your way to get a set of divorce papers and put your signature on them. All I did was sign and file them.
No, we don't have to live with my mom and sister anymore. Please. I'll find us somewhere to live as soon as possible. I'll warn my mom that if they ever do anything to upset you again, they will be held to pay. Please, baby, we can change our ways, I swear. I'm begging you, please, believe me.
How many times did you ignore me when I begged you to stop the way you were treating me? How many times did I tell you how unhappy and stressed out you guys were making me? How convenient that you're suddenly ready to change your ways the moment I tell you it's over. What exactly am I supposed to believe? Anyway, us divorcing ultimately isn't down to your mom or Taylor. Nothing they did could ever have hurt me if you had my back. It's you I'm sick of. This is 100% your responsibility. Before the day was up, my ex-husband Gabriel was banging on the front door of my parents' house where I was staying, screaming, "I'm so sorry, baby," at the top of his lungs. Needless to say, neither me nor my parents had any intention of forgiving him. My dad, who used to be in the military and still had a collection of rifles, went out on the front porch with his AR-15 and glared at Gabriel with a look that could kill. He hightailed it out of there and back to his mom's house faster than a speeding bullet. Taylor's ex-husband won custody of Louise in court after the evidence that his wife was neglecting their child was presented. And now they're living happily together in his villa by the seaside. With that, the tables were turned. And in an epic twist, Taylor was the one now being forced to pay child support. Being broke and unemployed, she was obviously never going to be able to afford it. So Louise's dad ended up paying his daughter's living expenses out of his own salary. No big deal, though. He's loaded. I heard that Gabriel's mom, no longer having me around to wait on her hand and foot, could no longer go to the toilet when she wanted. Apparently, she now spends her days screaming out her son and daughter's names in a frenzied rage whenever her diapers need changing. The neighbors tell me they regularly hear loud thuds on the wall, which I can only assume are the impacts of cucumbers, lamps, and any other household objects unfortunate enough to be nearby when she flips out. Would you believe Gabriel rang me in tears one night begging me to save him? Nope. Gabriel did hire some carers from a private care company for a little while. But they eventually started refusing to come when his mom began getting violent and abusive. Word must spread fast in the industry. Because last I heard, every application Gabriel made to put her into a care home got rejected. Taylor, as usual, does nothing in the way of looking after her mom, and fights with her brother are a daily occurrence. How do I know? She called me out of the blue one day and told me what a living hell her life had become. I just gave her the same line they used to give me. "Don't worry, sweetie, that's just how families are," before swiftly putting the phone down and blocking her. Hopefully she has some idea of how much I suffered now. They can carry on being at each other's throats and living in that atmosphere of hostility and hatred for the rest of their lives for all I care. After the divorce, I was finally able to rediscover the joy of having my own free time. I decided to get to work on looking for a new job while resting and relaxing at my parents' place. And to my surprise, I found a job in an office at a distribution company within a few weeks. It's just like they say, when one door closes, another one opens. I feel like I could take on anything when I think of how miserable my life was back then. I heard recently that Louise and her dad are still doing great and living happily together. She just moved up to middle school. Looking back on everything, I'm grateful at least that I was able to play a part in rescuing her from such a toxic environment. I still feel a little down sometimes when I remember what my life was like back then. But I soon feel better when I remind myself I'll never see any of them again. I'm living my life for me now. From here on out, no one's gonna get in the way of my happiness.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.